Hello, everyone. I am sorry about that. I'm sorry the stream just died back there. Yeah, we had a bit of an emergency. We had to deal with it. It's been dealt with. Everything is fine now. Whew. Other than that, hello, everyone. How y'all doing? One moment. Let me just do a quick thing on my Discord server, let people know. There we go. One moment. There we go. Okay, yeah. Hey, Badger and Keen, how you doing? Yeah. I had a unplanned foible happen, and I'm all like, oh shit, this can't be happening when I'm live. So I had to bring the stream down and then fix everything, but I got it fixed, so we're back now. Jesus fuck. We are, like, what's supposed to be 12 minutes into today's stream, and we've already got scuff. But anyway, yeah, we be watching today the Horus Heresy 3.0 reveals. That's I don't know whether it's going to be like, well, we know what they're going to show, but like I said, it's like there's other stuff we don't know about the new edition. Maybe Games Workshop will completely cock up Horus Heresy, who knows? Hoping this would be better than the Skulls reveal. Word is GW is in the green, but their shareholders are mad, profits are down, or not as high as they could be. Yeah. I would not be surprised. Listen, we all know the things that hurt by this point, the things that hurt GW's bottom line in 2024. It's a well-known fact now. The old world hard carried Warhammer in 2024. 40K sales were down. 40K sales were down. Horus Heresy's always been second to 40K, and Age of Sigmar is just lol, I mean, do we even need to bring up Age of Sigmar? That shit is not popular. They're never going to be able to rely on Age of Sigmar to carry their brand. So yeah, it's almost like kicking fans in the dick and then saying thank us didn't really work for GW in 2024. I will say though, I do disagree. I liked what they had to show during Skulls. I liked what they had to show, except for the mobile stuff, but that's a given. Have I seen the crap of them suing everyone? I saw the thing where they went after No Guts No Galaxy because he had the word Warhammer in one of his merch, and that really does strike me as they saw Warhammer and added him to the suit. But according to him, like his part of it got thrown out immediately because it wasn't related to Warhammer as a brand. So that bit ended quickly, but that said, Shotgun suing people doing merch, like I get it. You're technically not allowed to make Warhammer merch that is like, not related to Games Workshop. Like, that's copyright law. But all the same, just seeing a dude who just had Warhammer in a bit of his own merch, and it was the name of a mech from BattleTech, and they were just like, whatever, throw it in the list. And it's like, yeah, no, that's shitty. That is absolutely shitty. Hey, Heliosphere, how you doing? You weren't excited over Supremacy. I mean, no one was, Badger. I mean, everyone was hyped during the trailer, and then we saw it was a mobile game, and we're like, what? What? Like, what the fuck, dude? But when it comes to the Dawn of War remake, I don't know if you saw this, Angry Badger. The Unification mod team are working directly with Relic. Like, Relic, got the Unification and mod team and other modders on the phone, and we're like, hey, help us work on this remaster so you can just plug the mods right into the remaster when it comes out and play them. So yeah, it's like Relic's working with the mod makers, and they've at least directly worked with the Unification mod team. So if that's a concern you have, then yeah, you should be all right, because yeah, they're gonna make it that you can run run your mods on the remaster when it comes out. My hand recovered from yesterday's acid accident. You know what? You had an acid accident yesterday? You did not see that. Interesting. It was posted on the Unification mod Discord, and no, my one admin on my server, Boobs, gave me the screen cap of it, and I posted it up on Twitter. Oh, by the way, I'm an asshole. Conscript Boris, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Crusade. You joined. You basically joined up when I was down because of the bullshit that happened. I didn't see it, but thank you for the follow all the same. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to shout you out earlier. That's my bad. Awesome CGI trailer, looks inside a fucking card game. It's like some kind of mobile real-time tactics game. That's what Supremacy is. I will tell you though, but when it comes to new game content, the thing I'm really happy about is the Battle Sector expansion set in Chalnoth with the Sisters of Battle fighting the orcs. It's so nice to see Sisters of Battle getting, even if it's an expansion to a game, something focused on them. They deserve it. They more than deserve it. Were the powers of the warp affecting the stream earlier? No, it was something else. In fact, I'm going to tell, I'll just tell y'all what it was. It ain't no secret. As I was setting up stream, I noticed that I got an email from my internet service provider saying if I didn't pay my back bill by today, my internet would be shut down. And I'm like, what the fuck? I paid you my bill. So I went to check my ISP, like the bill page. Apparently the bill payment had a stroke or something earlier in the month and it didn't go through. And they were like, just decide to tell me today. So it's like, okay, fuck you, buddy. And I paid it, so I'm fine now. That's what happened. Yeah. It's like, no skin off my nose. The money never got spent anyway. So it's like, whatever. Yeah, I know. ISPs just be like that. You spilled some acid and it was for water purification. You didn't notice. It went through the gloves. Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm glad you're all right, It was telling the entire Skulls thing had zero content for AOS. Zip nada. Yeah, like, what's it tell you when fucking Blood Bowl got more content than AOS? I mean, no offense to Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl's fucking cool. But Blood Bowl had more content for Skulls. Like, Jesus. Bo is a non-built paying bill mofo. Well, listen, I'm certain some people are out there who, hate my guts but watch my streams religiously anyway are going to be like, oh, Boemon doesn't pay his bills. He doesn't pay his bills. It's like, what? Dude, whatever. Like, I can't help but quote fucking Saitama from One Punch Man, which is, these people really need a hobby. Which is funny because they can't claim to be into Warhammer, but, hey, whatever, man. Bring some of those AOS modelers to 40k? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Keep those people away from 40k. Seriously, the model design... I've ranted on this before. The model designers for AOS always get the core idea of a good model, and then at the point where they should stop designing the model, they go for another 5 hours designing it. Aegis Sigmar models are over-designed slop, and I will never, ever say their models are better than 40k. The only Aegis Sigmar models that look good are the stuff that wouldn't look out of place in the Warhammer the Old World. Which I think are honestly designed by Warhammer Fantasy Battle old heads that still work at Games Workshop and miss being able to work on the old world. That's why I think those designs exist. But a lot of the Age of Sigmar exclusive stuff, like conceptually exclusive, like the Stormcasts and all that stuff, or the 37 flavors of elves they have for some fucking reason, look so fucking ugly and over-designed, and I hate them. Never let that shit into 40k. Zangors are AOS ports. Well, I mean, listen, that tells you why they keep throwing Zangors in the fucking Thousand Suns boxes, because they can't fucking get rid of them, so they brought them into 40k to try to sell more. I mean, what's that tell you? That's why they're always throwing two free boxes of Zangors in every Thousand Suns box. Even Gorka Morka has more screen time if you count Speed Freaks. Yeah, exactly. Fucking Gorka Morka had more screen time than Age of Sigmar at Skulls. And Gorka Morka hasn't been a table... When the fuck did Gorka Morka... When was that last a tabletop game? Jesus. It was ages... That was like ages ago. That might have even been before I started playing in 3rd edition. Hold on. When did Gorka Morka come out? Yeah, no, Gorka Morka came out before I started playing. I started playing in 1998. It came out in 1997, like a year before I started 40K. Like, but yeah, no, it's like, we listen, we have unironically seen a Gorka Morka game come out before we saw a fucking... You know, an Age of Sigmar game that was actually good and actually sold. The failure of the AOS RTS must have been nuclear. I mean, yeah, it must have. Like, nobody likes it. It's just nobody likes Age of Sigmar. It doesn't matter how much the fanboys bitch and moan that everyone plays it. More people play it than Warhammer 40K. No, they fucking don't. No, they fucking don't. We have the numbers on this. We have the fucking numbers. They don't. It's not a good game. Nobody likes it. I'll be real, the only faction I liked from AOS was the Caradon Overlords because Sky Dwarves are cool. I did not care for anything else in the setting. Listen, I think the different flavor, like concerning dwarves, I think the different flavors of dwarves in Age of Sigmar are just trying too hard to reinvent the dwarf when the dwarf is such a simple concept in terms of like a fantasy race that you basically don't need you don't need to make it different or like super fucking different. It's a simple concept and it works. Same with the elves. Like Age of Sigmar does the thing with elves I think modern D&D does, where there's like 36 different flavors of elves and you don't need 36 different flavors. Like 3 at most. High elf, dark elf, wood elf, and you're basically good. Maybe you could throw desert elves in there. I know in a fantasy setting I cooked up, I threw desert elves in there, but they're just stand-ins for the dark elves. So, I mean, yeah. Literally being recommended a recast 3D print version of the same Space Marine box on the official vendors page. Ah, neat. Man, I'll still go on that. As much as I do support 3D printing, 3D printers really need to stop trying to say, oh, it's easy to get into. It's not easy to get into. And you are unironically setting up a lot of people to fail saying that. Like, for by all means, 3D print, but stop telling people it's easy. It's not easy, like, at all. Badger, I met quite a few desert elves. I mean, hey, listen. Listen, man. I get it. I forget there's. You know what? No, I'm not going to go down this road of discussion. I don't want to get shot off streaming by the fucking bitchy Twitch or YouTube moderators. You know, especially the Twitch ones who are too busy looking at you know ass shake cam streams to like moderate their damn platform. Caradon Overlords was peak if you wanted kit bash squats before Votann came out. I will always say one of the reasons that I like Leagues of Votann is because they are just dwarves. They are just dwarves in space. Like, they've got a high-tech aesthetic, but that also kind of fits space dwarves. It's like, that's why I like them. But I'll also say the squats when it comes to, you know, 40K itself. Like the original squats that are still a thing in like Necromunda, you know, when it comes to models. Also a good idea. I do like the fact that GW decided not to retcon the squat lore and just have the two exist side by side. Like, that was a good design decision by them. .3D printing is also very pricey. Yeah, it is. It really is. Like, you need the printer, you need the resin, you need the cleaning material, the chemicals to clean it, you need a space to clean it, you need the You need the curing rig. You need the washing rig. Because do not wash that shit in your sink. You will get lethal chemicals in your fucking sink. So yeah. You like the BFG Demiurge aesthetics more? I mean, to be fair, we never really saw what the Demiurge actually looked like outside of unreleased concept art. But that said, apparently the Demiurge ship design is still canon for what Leagues of Votann ship design looks like, which I think is cool. I do not have that money. Yeah, exactly. There's so much more you gotta... Oh, by the way, you also need a PC, you need CAD software, and you need how to use CAD software, and you need, so yeah, there's just way more involved in 3D printing than people really want to say.
Books. Lunch.
You just like the Votann vehicles? I think they fit. I think the Votann vehicles fit. They're very kind of like... They're high-tech... They are what I think high-tech dwarf vehicles would look like. That is... Oh, excuse me. Technologically advanced, but rugged. And I like that. I like that aesthetic. You know? They look like they can take a hit and, bounce the suspensions off hard fucking terrain and stuff like that. And they've got a good mix of like chunky weapons like like bolters, railguns, missiles, and like all kinds of cool shit. Like they've got energy weapons, but they share for the most part Imperium energy weapons like conversion beams and plasma weapons, because they're using STC technology same as the Imperium, because ultimately they're just humans. They're the Men of Stone. I don't think a lot of people realize that. The Kid are the Men of Stone from Imperium mythology. Like they were the humans, purpose built for space colonization by artificial intelligences that control their genetic makeup when creating them and all that, which I think is cool. It's a neat way to touch on that lore without going super into depth and revealing fucking everything. Which is like, important when you're digging into the super deep backstory. Bought a 3D printer setup, and I've so far put about 2 days into setup, prep for a test run, with cure, wash, etc. It's a hobby in itself. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not like, I think, what was it? You'll put a year of your life into figuring out how to make minis before you actually make a mini. It's kind of nuts. Again, fully support it. It is not an easy alternative. Also playing Marvel Rivals, feel free to shame me. Listen. I forget who developed Marvel Rivals. It's a Chinese company. That Chinese company is doing more. That Chinese company is hard carrying Marvel as a brand right now. Like seriously, Marvel's earning no money off comics, no money off movies. Marvel Rivals is carrying Marvel as a brand right now. I got nothing but respect for those dudes. They know what people like about comic books: action, hot bitches, cool heroes, awesome villains. They get it. They get it better than Americans do. That's kind of sad, but it's the truth. I usually digitally kit bash stuff I find along the grapevine. I will say, as somebody who I used to make models for tabletop sim. I emphasis on used to, and the reason I don't anymore is because people who are way more talented than me, who are way better at making this shit, really got into the tabletop sim scene, and I just felt like the shit I was making was redundant. So it's like I know when to step out. I know when to step out when there's people doing better than me. So I stepped out of the mod making scene for Tabletop Sim 40K because other people who are way more talented than me have it covered. But in working on that stuff, I actually gained an appreciation for digital kit bashing and computer-aided design, even though all I was doing was fucking around with the Dawn of War models with what limited talents I had, But I gained an appreciation for that in the process, that kind of stuff. There's a design drawing of Storm that is, although we're talking massive drawing, it doesn't surprise me. It's like I said, though, those Marvel Rivals those Marvel Rivals developers, they know what people want. I mean, they know what people want so much that fucking Marvel Comics brought back the swimsuit issue. Like, what's that tell you? Like, I'll download STLs and cram them together in my crappy printing software that, like, no one heard of. I mean, hey man, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's like, I'll fully admit, I live in an apartment, so my ability to, like, get into 3D. Ugh, why am I burping so fucking much? Jesus. My ability to get into 3D printing is extremely limited because I don't want to gas myself with fucking resin fumes, okay? Now that said, if I had the space, I would absolutely 3D print. Like, I would absolutely do it, but I don't have the space. I also wouldn't 3D print exclusively because, I mean, some people might not want me to say this, but this is true. There is something to owning the actual official Warhammer minis that I think a lot of people who, maybe not a lot of people who 3D print, but enough people who 3D print really don't want to admit exists. Which is like, that's just a factor. It's like how something I'll admit that, like, playing 40K on Tabletop Simulator will never compare to owning your own dudes. Like your own minis, which is why I always suggest, even if you're gonna play on Tabletop Sim like I do, like for want of a place to play, then at the very least, collect minis one way or another. It's like, it's a fun hobby to pick up, whether 3D printed, official, whatever, I think it's neat to have the ability to have your own mini. When I was in game dev, we use it to we used to do D&D campaigns using our faces scanned with MetaHuman. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I legit don't like all that 3D scanning stuff. That is beyond me. Like, that's totally beyond me. It's like when I was asking about, the people who, like, the animators who developed, or who did the Tithes, who did the animation for it. They're like a tie company. When I was asking about the stuff they use, I was asking about it because it sounded like they were utilizing artificial intelligence, AI. They were utilizing AI programs to do it, but I didn't know enough about that to really make that call. So I asked other people, and people who were into animating with Unreal Engine and all that, came to me and said, "Oh, hey, no, it's not AI because it's not advanced enough to do that yet, but there's probably a degree of AI assistance in the in the rendering itself to render faster, but it's not completely developed with AI." And it's like, okay, yeah, I get that. Because with things like that, I don't want to go off. I don't want to go off half cocked and say, oh, the animation company out of Thailand doing the Warhammer Plus stuff is using AI. I didn't want to just go and say that because it's not true. Like, maybe, like I said, maybe there's some assistance in the rendering aspect, like rendering animation, but in the actual model construction, there is not. Which, but I will say, I was thinking of making a video on this. I'll talk about it now, especially because, we're going to see if GW wants to continue with this female custodes malarkey going into Horus Heresy 3rd edition. They won't if they know what's good for them. But that said, learning that GW farms out their CGI stuff, including their cinematics for new editions, to a company out of Thailand, tells me that my little pet theory that Tirith, the female custodian from the Tithes, was a mistake. That just lends more credence to it, especially if something was lost in translation between GW and the animation company, like trying to translate, British English to I'm being an idiot right now. I forget what the hell language they speak in Thailand. Hold on. What language do they speak in Thailand. It's probably like Thai. They speak Thai in Thailand. Fucking duh. Okay. It wouldn't surprise me if when they were, translating British English to Thai, if something got cocked up and they made the custodian character female, and then GW saw the almost finished episode and just like freaked out and were like, okay, we'll try to push female custodes as an idea. That's what I think happening. Like, that's what I think happened. And I've repeated this, and this is like the 4th or 5th time I've repeated this, but and this is what I've also said before, the whole thing in 10th edition with female custodes made no fucking sense. New model, no female head option, no new art, nothing. It's like, we've had custodes themed releases since then. We had the Joy Toy figures. We've got the custodes in fucking Tacticus now. They're nowhere to be found. And then we had the Ultimate Guide, which called them male in parts of Brotherhoods, a masculine term. So it's like, yeah, it's like, what? It's so unbelievably confusing, and trying to piece together, when you piece together the timeline of events, it's like, this shit makes no sense. No matter how you try, like how they went about it makes no sense. To be frank, I just gaslit myself into thinking the Custodes was male voiced by Toby Longworth. I mean, when you get down to it, the Tithes isn't canon. No matter how you try to swing it, the Tithes just isn't canon. Or at least episodes 2 and 3 aren't. 2 for obvious reasons. 3 because, that's not how the fucking Imperial Tithe works. Okay? They don't take ammunition from guard regiments in active duty. And if they were evacing, they take the guard with them. Look, I get, Herdur Grimdark, but the Grimdark has to make a degree of sense, The Imperial Guard, if they were like giving up on that war zone, they'd evac the guard. You have examples of the guard being evac'd in worse situations than they were in that episode, in episode 3 of the Tithes. Like, even in worse situations than that, they are evacing the men as well as the material. The ammo episode was so awful. You know what? Honestly, I'll go out on a limb. Bullets. I think that was the name of the episode. Episode 3 of the Tides was worse written than episode 2. Okay, hear me out here. All right, hear me out. If you turned Tirith
Come on, baby, give me some heresy.
Hey, Zeph, how you doing? But okay, now hear me out. If you turn Tirith into a man, it would be a good episode. Her presence is the only flaw. If Tirith was a man, episode 2 would have been good. But you would have to completely rewrite episode 3 from the ground up to fix it. If you see what I'm, the degree of the problems is so much different. A gender swap could fix episode 2. Everything else could play out the same, it would be fine. Episode 3 is fundamentally broken from its foundation. Her presence is redundant. I mean, yeah, when you get right down to it, Tirith is basically a side character in the whole story. The main character is the Sister of Silence, when you really get down to it. Remember, Games Workshop first advertised the 3 episodes. They advertised that episode around the Sister of Silence and tried to keep Tirith hidden, and then came out with an article about Tirith when the episode debuted. It was very clear they were trying to hide her existence up until they couldn't hide it any longer. They were very cagey about it. They were very cagey and played her existence close to the chest. They didn't want to hurt their subscriptions to Warhammer Plus, knowing they would have to reveal this to try and get their money back on the episode. To be honest, the interaction with the White Templar captain would have been exact same if the Custodes was male, because Golden Boys are a very high horse. I mean, yeah, Vincam, it's also the fact that a lot of the Custodes hate the Space Marines too. They don't respect them. They don't respect anything about them. They blame them for what happened to the Emperor. Like, so, yeah, it's like, that's the thing. The writing for the episode doesn't come off like it was written to push a woke agenda, which is weird, considering what, you know, considering what the episode has, which more and more makes me believe that on the part of the animators, and then they couldn't fix it. But the episode itself is less flawed in the writing sense than the guard episode in episode 3. And that's why I think the whole thing was a mistake. It doesn't come off like they were doing it with an agenda. If you're trying to add women to a faction that can't have women on a genetic level, you're not going to do it in a way that is not woke. You're not going to write it in a way that is anything but woke. You're going to wokeify the hell out of it. Look at how they did it in the Codex versus the episode. You know, with fucking girl boss custodian thinking a blood game is putting a fucking virus bomb in the throne room. Like, holy shit, dude. And then not being, like, literally killed by her brethren for it. Like, that's not how the fucking blood games work. She would have been killed on the spot by the other custodes. Like, that's basically a custodes going traitor right there. But no, she's allowed to get away with it, and then she has everyone on her ship killed because she's having a huff over it. Like, holy shit. That's horrible writing, but that's what would have happened. Like, that's what should have happened. She should have been killed for doing that. But no, it's like she's like, well, you lost, haha, and they just leave. Like, fuck off with that. Fuck the fuck off with that. You never get the idea of people wanting woke and 40k of all things. Congrats on your... Yeah, it's like, I mean, look, woke tourists don't care about Warhammer. They never did. They don't care about Warhammer. They're doing it for clout. There's a reason we call a certain individual the Clout Goblin. She does it for clout. She doesn't care about Warhammer. She asked her rich husband to buy her a fucking, you know, a fucking Titan, and then probably build it and paint it for her as well, just so she can show it off as like, my Titan, look at my tits. It's like... No. Sorry, but no. And we will not mention this person by name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. All right, what are we looking at go time for the thing? One moment. I need to send a DM somewhere. Hold on. One moment. Shit. Okay. Sorry, I was DMing Ash. He was wondering if I was like still doing the stream because of the issue that had happened earlier. So yeah, I was just letting him know everything's fine. Yeah, the stream is still on, etc. Sorry about that, everyone. Simple theatrical and practical. I have Space Marines are the poster boys. The woke crowd want to be the poster boy. Oh no, that's absolutely it. That's absolutely it. It's like what was that argument? That argument. What was that argument? What was it? Panty waist. Used to send. Oh right, yeah. What would he call it? Yeah, like when he'd bring up Sisters of Battle as the main all-female faction, they'd say Sisters of Battle are Sisters of Battle are false equivalents because they're not the poster boys of Warhammer 40k. The poster boy faction has to have both men and women. It's like, no, that's not how that works. Okay, so let's look at it this way. Do you have to make the main character of like an anime, of like a shonen anime, gender non-binary just because they're the face character of the show? No, you don't. You don't. That'd be fucking stupid, right? You don't have to do that. It's no different for Space Marines. They're the main character of 40k. They're the face faction. You do not have to include women just because they're the face faction. That is asinine. That is entitled. That is entitled demand. And it does not have to change to appease that. That is stupid. Also in Space Marine 2, I'm no longer a Black Templar Bulwark. I'm now a Silver Templar. Oh, nice, man. Silver Templars are cool. You think you're probably going to finish that War Church in Russia next month while I'm on vacation? Oh, that's cool. I hope you have fun going there. You would kill for Sister Battle game? Honestly, a lot of people would. A lot of people would. Like, I want them to get their own third person shooter, like an actual one, not that VR meme game with a garbage ending and a shitty plot twist. For anyone that plays Mechanicus, how do you repair your servitors? Shit, I don't remember. Oh, okay. They are now counting down to the stream, so hold up, everyone. I'm gonna wait for this ad to end, and then I'm gonna pop it up on stream.
Squad deploying.
Oh, hey, Black Badger 420, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Crusade. You also got Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. That's a fun one. I like that one. It's a bit brutal though, so be ready for that. There we go. All right, is the music on yet? No music yet. You know what? I'm gonna deafen the stream music for now. We will just now we wait. Okay, getting adjusted in my seat here. Oh yeah, is that Fem Custodes starter box in the room with us? Yeah, right. Remember that? Oh, the starter box is going to be female Custodes. It's like we're getting we know what we're getting. It's Salamanders and Iron Warriors. Your boss pitched Sisters third-person shooter. GW refused to sell the license, probably because the VR game was already in production. Yeah, more than likely. They probably didn't want, you know, one game to step on another's toes in that regard. That makes sense. That would make sense. I mean, again, it's I do apologize that happened, though. Oh, man, why am I yawning? Holy shit. Yeah, glad they brought up the stream, their stream music because, can't have mine running while waiting. Saved up 210 pounds for whatever comes from the preview. I mean, the box set looks good, I think, the one that we've seen. Why make VR exclusive games for 40K? I mean, seriously? I mean, yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, listen, VR is a meme. Until we get VR that, like, beams directly into our brain like it's Sword Art Online or some shit, VR will always be a meme platform compared to actual gaming platforms, you know, compared to the actual gaming platform and consoles. Like, I mean, like if we're talking like bringing games to VR, I remember when because I play EVE Online, CCP Games has this huge problem where they were bringing games to, you know, dead platforms. Like they put Dust 514 on PlayStation 3 and that killed it because the PS3 was at the end of its life cycle and it couldn't handle all the data and all the data that they needed to make Dust run the way they had, you know, advertised. And then fucking, you know, and then when fucking they did Eve Valkyrie, they did the same fucking thing. They brought it to VR, which basically no one owned at the time because it was a new thing, and it flopped again. And they brought that one to PC later. By then it was too late. The game was dead. What do you do with Saturnine Terminators as a White Scars main? Put them on bikes. Have your Saturnine Terminators ride bikes.
Baneblade!
Or have him ride a Baneblade. That could work too. You're cringing at what 40k thing they could do in Rust, which has horrible graphics. The Rust crossover confuses me. Like, it seriously does. I don't know what they're gonna do with Rust. I just hope it does. I just hope it's good. Even as somebody who doesn't, even as somebody who doesn't play Rust, I hope it's good. Might swap him for Tartarus. I mean, you could also put him in a transport. I don't know what kind of transport you're gonna be able to fit a fucking Saturnine Terminators in, but I mean, hey, all the same, you can put him in a transport. Rocket-powered roller skates, yeah, that could work too. See that? The Rust crossover is likely skins, orcs. If you could turn Rust into an orc game, that would be hilarious. Fortnite 40k crossover soon. As much as I hate to admit it, I feel like that's inevitable at this point. I feel like the Fortnite 40k crossover is just gonna happen one day. Dark Soon I will never beat Bolt Gun with all our typos. The typing one. That was actually funny. The completely out of pocket free to play fucking Bolt Gun typing game. Like, I guarantee you a lot of kids who don't know how to type or who are Warhammer fans are gonna learn to type off that. They can type and purge heresy at the same time. What a deal. Which one first? Fate in Fortnite or Warhammer in Fortnite? Unironically, Warhammer. Like, I feel like if they put anything in Nasuverse in Fortnite would require too much negotiation because it's a very Japanese property in the sense that, Type Moon doesn't give a flying fuck about censorship, which the Fortnite guys would be all about, like trying to censor it. So yeah. It'd be easier to just negotiate with Games Workshop and put a fucking Space Marine or a Guardsman in Fortnite or something with some, like, other 40k themed stuff. You downloaded it, you're gonna try and beat it? Oh, nice. I'm too listen, I'm too fucking dyslexic to try that shit, even though I have dyscalculia, not dyslexia. Putting the game in a hard drive and putting it on a time capsule, you're gonna teach your future kids to type with that. Nice. Imagine Gilgamesh in Fortnite calling everyone mongrels. Actually, no, Psyche, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see a Gilgamesh AI, like the Darth Vader AI. Like the Gilgamesh AI saying people who don't like Fate Apocrypha are losers or some shit. That'd be awesome. Because it's true. Fate Apocrypha is Kino. It would go to slurs so quickly. I mean, yeah. That's why they should do it. It'd be funny. Oh, trust me, I will have to play it when the little ones aren't home or with duct tape over my mouth. Mood. You guys have no idea how much I fucking, like, bite my tongue on stream, especially when playing video games and I fuck up. Like, listen. I've lost, like, very expensive ships in EVE Online on stream and just been like, oh well, that happens. But, but then off stream I've lost ships in EVE Online and I have said things that would make Jesus recoil. Like recoil and say, I can't forgive you for that. Like your boy hasn't heard it all. I mean, probably. I mean, if he's of age to be going to school, then yeah, he's probably heard it and worse. Man, the shit me and other boys were saying in fucking elementary school when we were out of earshot, let alone later. It's like that's where I learned to swear like a sailor, and I just never gave up, you know? You kind of forget people don't like Fate Apocrypha. It's strictly like Redditors. Redditors don't like it because it requires them to commit to the development of a character from literally nothing up to his own person by the final episode. But, you know, they don't want that. You know, they don't like having to watch a male character grow from, you know, somebody who doesn't understand the world into a strong masculine dude who would fight to protect his woman. Like, they hate that shit. So they don't like the main character. But Fate Apocrypha is good, though. It's not up to them. I've decided. I'm telling them. It is good. You picked up the PS2 version of Fate Stay Night. Looking forward to completing it this time. Nice. I'll always recommend anime watch order over the visual novel, but that is strictly because I fully understand visual novels are an extreme niche. And a lot of Fate fans being like, just read the visual novel is like, you are basically telling that person, don't get into Fate. Because most people don't want to read visual novels. Like, yeah. That's just a fact. Maybe some people might not like that take, but it's a true take. Bo, get away from the bridge. Yeah. No, listen. If I got near that, if I ever ended up playing fucking PUBG on stream and I got near that bridge, I wouldn't be able to get near it. I wouldn't want the demons to take over. So what's with 40k YouTubers treating Major Kill like an outcast? Because he sells steroids. Well, I'm sorry, peptides, air quotes. But, you know, he's basically selling steroids now. Like on his videos, he's selling, okay, Major Kill is a gym bro in all the worst ways, and he's unironically selling these air quotes peptides to help you lift weights, and it is just steroids. It is legal mumbo jumbo to get people to be able to sell steroids to people. Arch finally did a reaction stream to Major Kill's video shitting on Arch. I'm gonna have to watch that. I bet that was funny. Major Kill trying to memory hole the fact that he literally got started because of Arch and then threw him under the bus for clout. Like, I don't agree with Arch on everything, but Arch is a good dude. Like, Arch is a good dude. I watch his shit. The thing I mostly agree with him vehemently about is Primaris Marines. I think he really needs to get over Primaris Marines. It's not as bad. It's not as bad as he frames it, and he basically hasn't touched the lore for them, so he doesn't actually know the lore. So when he did a lore video on Call and Primaris Marines, it was hilariously misinformed. But like I said, Arch isn't a bad dude, and it is legitimately funny how triggered people get by his mere existence.
For nearly 40 years,
oh, here we
the
go.
Horus Heresy has underpinned the lore of the Warhammer 40,000 setting. A once mysterious reference has grown and evolved to become one of the best-loved aspects of the entire Warhammer hobby, spawning multiple games, a best-selling series of novels, and of course, many hundreds of glorious Warhammer miniatures. And here's how it all began. 1987. The Horus Heresy appears as a snippet of text, squirreled away in the Book of the Astronomicon, a supplement for Rogue Trader. 1988.
Okay.
The tabletop battle game Adeptus Titanicus, featuring epic battles between Titan legions, is released. The game is set within the Horus Heresy. In the following year, Space Marine, another epic-scale game, emerges, putting the warriors of the Legiones Astartes on the battlefield in massive numbers. 2003. the Horus Heresy collectible card game debuts. It features many hundreds of illustrations of the Horus Heresy on the game cards, and also details the events of the heresy through lore included within the packs. 2006, Black Library embarks on the ambitious plan to tell the events of the Horus Heresy.
I never knew that card game preceded the books.
This best-selling series goes on to include 54 volumes.
You learn something new every day.
From many of the greatest writers ever to handle Warhammer fiction. 2012, Forge World unleashes the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness, along with an accompanying range of incredible new miniatures depicting the heroes, warriors, and war machines of the heresy. 2015, the Betrayal at Calth board game, including the first new plastic models for the Horus Heresy in a generation. 2018, the setting returns to its roots as the Warhammer Studio unveils a new edition of Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that card game.
Galaxy-spanning story told through the Horus Heresy novels.
Sisters of Silence first debuted in the card game. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know that. I thought they debuted in the books.
A new edition
Man, I was
of the Horus
off.
Heresy game is released. Warhammer, the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness. Boasting incredible new plastic kits and refreshed rules, this edition reaches more fans than ever before. 2023, Legions Imperialis bursts onto the scene, allowing battles between the Legiones Astartes, the Titan Legions, and more, with small-scaled miniatures on truly incredible modular battlefields. And that brings us to today, the 23rd of May, 2025. Welcome to this Warhammer preview and the celebration of the Horus Heresy.
Okay, GW, don't let us down. You're hyping us
Hello,
up. Don't let us
everybody,
down.
and welcome to this very special Warhammer preview. My name is Adam Troke. I'm joined by my colleague and friend Eddie Eccles.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. I'm very excited to talk about Horus Heresy.
Absolutely.
Is the volume all right,
everybody
guys?
to the
Just wanna
Warhammer,
check.
The Horus Heresy Dropsite preview. We're here for about an hour or so to give you the lowdown on a load of amazing new Horus Heresy reveals.
Oh, damn, this is an
Before we
hour
do, I should
long.
introduce
Okay.
The third member of our broadcast team. Let's throw the camera over to the Lawmaster Alex Doddy in Question Corner.
Oh yeah. So because we're live today, we are going to be taking questions. However, there are many thousands of you in the chat. So if you put questions all in caps at the start, I've got a better chance of catching it.
Brilliant. All right, so the way this is going to work is we have absolutely loads of great Horus Heresy stuff to show you. We've got some videos, we've got some pictures of some new miniatures. We might have a little bit of a discussion about rules, loads of really good Heresy stuff. So stay tuned, there's loads of stuff.
Okay.
If you're a fan of Horus Heresy already, you're in for a treat. If you are
I'm
new
sorry,
to the
Horus
Horus
Heresy?
and are Horus Heresy curious, you
He
are
pronounced it
very welcome.
Horus
And we hope
Heresy.
you
What,
find
like,
an
what is this?
amazing game to enjoy.
The
Now, we can
previous
see the chat is
presidential
visibly filling
candidate
up,
trying to
so,
overthrow
while
Trump.
everybody files in and gets their space ready for the Dropsite preview, it's always worth just doing a couple of questions out there. And my first question, I always like to ask this when we're doing a preview, is where in the world are you tuning in from? If you could let us know in the chat, it's always good to get a sense of where the Warhammer community.
Well,
is
I'd like to give
plugging
away
from.
that information,
We'll
but
get,
that's
Alex to,
classified.
give us the lowdown on where
I'm
you're
streaming from an
It's always nice to
undisclosed
know.
Yeah, that's why
location
you're
somewhere in the
introducing
Ural
yourselves in the
Mountains.
chat. Adam, have you got any Horus Heresy hobby on your table at the moment?
So this is the golden question, right? So I have a Horus Heresy army. I do First Legion Dark Angels, as I do for more or less everything. And I've got about 2,000 points of them. But I'm having a bit of an existential crisis because I want to try something new. You will see I'm repping Iron Warriors colours today because I think I fancy trying some Iron Warriors. But the jury is out. So possibly, if you've got a Legion that you recommend in the chat.
Yes,
shout
Dark
out.
Sue.
We
My
can
mom,
make
my
some
mom's
suggestions.
my mom's
Do you think Adam
basement
should choose
from
Iron
my
Warriors, or
mom's
do you think there's
basement.
another
That's where I'm
Legion would be
streaming
better
from
suited for him?
in
By all
a
means, type up in the
undisclosed
chat.
location
I
in the
myself
Ural
have got some white
Mountains.
stars on the hobby table at the moment. I've never painted a white army before, so I'm quite looking forward to it.
Yeah, you often paint black, don't you?
Yeah, I always end up kind of gravitating towards the guys in black armor because they've got, there's some pretty cool choices out there.
First Legion. Why
But
not?
I thought I'd try white scars because I like the color scheme. I think is very cool. And I like
Oh
the
yeah,
way
but
it's
Mayor,
got
I'm
the
American. That
white
doesn't mean I'm in America.
Perfect. Well, you've had a few minutes. Let's go over to Alex and find out where everybody's calling in from.
From every corner of the world, America, Brazil, Switzerland, Sweden, Australia, a couple of people from Nottingham, plenty of people from over in the Dallas Open.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, all over. They seem to think that you should probably stick with Dark Angels.
Stick with the Dark
Oh.
Angels. I mean, why break the habit?
We'll
of a
see how you
lifetime?
feel at the end of
Yeah,
the preview
Badger, that's
show.
what I'm
If
thinking.
anything
Like, how
from
much
the
could
show
they?
maybe sways
How
you
much could they
towards
possibly
a
have to
certain
reveal
allegiance
that
to
could
another.
cover an
My God, I do
hour
fancy
just
a
from
change
one
of
game?
painting
You
technique,
know?
though. We shall see. Yeah, thanks. And it's really great to have you wherever you're from. We love it when the Warhammer community feels truly global. So this is a special time for us.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess what we should do is, Eddie's already said how the run of this thing's going to go. Over the next hour or so, we're going to preview all sorts of great Horus Heresy content. There'll be some reveals of things that you've never seen before. And it should be a very exciting time for everybody. But what better way to kick off a preview like this than with a brand new animated cinematic trailer?
Oh, okay, here we go.
I was there when he painted this.
Squad deploying.
An oddity among his schematics and calculations.
Thank you for the follow. Sorry, quiet right now watching this.
This seemed to help him.
Oh, hey, Trajan. Not Trajan,
Express the enormity of his plan.
fuck, I forgot his name.
Not if the legions are successful. It depends on how deep the rot goes.
Up, Fellblade. Nice. Okay, those are the disintegrator guns. I'm liking the effect for the disintegrator guns. That's cool.
The attack failed.
How many?
Half of the legions now stand with Horus.
Hey, Malkador.
Surprised?
In the end, I suppose not. Do you wonder if they might be right? Many will sympathize with their rebellion.
I am the Emperor's spear. What I think doesn't matter.
What now, then?
We make ready for a war that may never end.
Yeah, that one hard. That one hard. I like that.
What an incredible way to kickstart the announcement of a new edition of Warhammer Horus Heresy. Eddie, what can you tell us about the trailer?
Absolutely. So that was the brand new Horus Heresy cinematic trailer announcing the new edition of Warhammer the Horus Heresy and the new box set which is on its way, which is Saturnine. Very cool. And before we talk too much about this box set, let's just take a moment to have a chat about what we just saw in that cinematic trailer. Lots of very cool stuff there, from the Palace of Terror to the Black Sands of Istvan. We saw some new units we've never seen in action before, some new characters, some new places.
Lance
we've
Corporal,
never
how you
seen
doing?
before. Adam, did you have a favorite?
Yeah, I do. And it might be a surprise or not, depending on how you felt about the trailer. But for me, it's the Iron Warrior Centurion. He's the star of the show, as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely owning his ground. Brilliant ambush against the Salamanders, and then charging off to take on the Saturnine Dreadnought. Amazing. Loved it.
I think for me, seeing Terror was very cool.
Yeah.
So we've never been there before. We've never kind of had any glimpses of it outside of the Excellent Fiction from Black Library, of course. But a chance to see the Imperial Palace.
The scale of it.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like when you have that shot over Malkador's shoulder and you can see in the distance there's like a little ship flying along, and you realise that's like 1/2 kilometre long in its own right. Just amazing, yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I think definitely a trailer to pick over in detail. So That will be up on all of our various social media channels very soon. So if you want to rewatch that and pause it and soak in all the glory,
If that is their level of excitement for that trailer, then they need new people.
The herald of greater things, which is the brand new edition of Warhammer: The Horus Heresy, launching with this new box, Saturnine.
Very
We've
exciting.
literally never seen before.
They're a little
you'll have never seen this
understated.
anywhere ever.
It feels very corporate.
Any rumours would have just been hearsay,
God,
I imagine.
hold on.
Should we crack it
Do the
open?
honours, do the honours.
There we go. And,
The sound quality on this stream is all over the
it is
place.
a heavy
Sometimes
box.
it's too quiet, sometimes it's too
Absolutely
loud.
packed to the brim with plastics. There is loads of new cool stuff in there.
There are a few
Dive
things
in.
that will just cover off the bat, right? It has
Magma,
Ranger
don't
there, that
tempt
probably comes as a
fate,
surprise to
okay?
nobody.
Don't tempt
And
fate.
it does have, if you are a fan of the Horus Heresy game, you will already be familiar with these, but it has blast markers and my favourite, the Flamer template. Great for dealing with the
fans
enemy.
will enjoy that.
Anybody who likes setting fire to the enemy.
Let's dive in, right? So the first new plastics. This is a Mark II Crusade armor Space Marines. There are 4 of these frames in the box, and each one of these boxes makes you 10 Crusade armor Space Marines. As you can tell,
You hate corpo
glorious
speak?
multi-part,
Yeah, me
loads
too.
of options available.
Oh, okay, there we go. Mark
You
II.
can build them in
Mark
a variety
II. Those
of
look
ways.
good.
The ones on the screen right now.
Those look really
are
good.
Made up as tactical legionaries. So these are the guys you have kicking around in big squads, firing lots of bolter shots, and these are kind of line troopers, Crusade armor.
The Mark II armor looks good. I approve.
Crusade.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is an iconic silhouette for any Space Marine Legion force. As you said, there are 40 tactical legionaries in this box, and you can build them in different ways. In a moment, we'll shift you over, and you'll be able to see some of the other options that come. There you go. So one of the things that this set contains is obviously all the command options you need.
They
for
went
your,
through those fast
your
enough, didn't they?
Vexilla and your
Sergeants.
and Vox. So everything you need to make full squads. And quite excitingly, they also contain some special weapons. I have a frame here if you want to have a look at it, or maybe we'll put them up on the screen. So these are legionary veterans with disintegrator weapons. So if you've not seen disintegrator weapons before, these might be familiar if you're old enough to remember.
The dude, the upper right-hand guy there,
and
legit.
Here you go. You can see
He's
the
just
frame on my
got
hand.
the
So
got the
set
Mark II
contains
Space
frames of these,
Marine
so you can
rifle.
equip, I think it's up to 20 of the models as full squads of legionary veterans armed with disintegrators.
You get effectively these smaller guns here are disintegrator rifles, and you've got enough of those to have 20 legionaries with disintegrator rifles. But you can also upgrade some models in the squad to have heavier versions of them. And you've also got things like combi disintegrators in the mix as well, and all sorts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like the
if
effect for
you're,
the disintegrators.
Wondering, they are extremely dangerous weapons. There's some risk and reward to how you use them, but fantastic for some serious punch for your legionary warriors.
Those, like a lot of the other weapons in games of the Horus Heresy, are also compatible with lots of across the wider Space Marine range. So if for some reason you really didn't like Crusade armor, although that's crazy because everyone loves Crusade armor, you could also put those disintegrator weapons on Iron Armor troops or Mark VI or any of the other Space Marine kits you've got.
Yeah, it's just
One
like
of the really nice
just
things
like a
about
blue
Horus Heresy
flash, and then the
Space
target
Marines is that it is so
discombobulates.
compatible across all the different kits.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're showing them for the most part in the colours of the Iron Warriors and the Salamanders Legions. But you can paint this, the concepts of this entire box set however you like. You can see here some just beautiful examples that the studio painting team have done of other colour schemes. Some legions in particular, so the White Scars, for example, were famed for Crusade armour in the Great Crusade era. So you can really sort of stick your own character into your collection.
Yeah, but absolutely every legion did have Crusade armor at some point. Some of
I also
them
like
were
that
more
there are
fundamental
bolters
than others and
with
stuff like
the
that.
scope. Those look
Some
good.
You can paint them in all the different colours, which you can see on the screen now. Any of those particularly take your fancy, Adam? Any favourites?
Well, this is the problem. Is why I'm having such an issue, right? Is that basically all Space Marines look great. I do like the simplicity. I do like the simplicity of the Fourth Legion, though. It's good and robust.
Let us know in the chat, guys, if you've got a favourite from the ones.
Oh, the word bearer looks
They
amazing.
all look amazing. That's the point.
Right. While we're talking about Mark II armor, we should bring your attention to the next of the frames within the kit. This is the Mark II armor Centurion, who is there we go. Who is the commander you saw essentially in the cinematic trailer a little while ago. This is a great kit. It makes your Centurion. He has a combi melter.
Yeah, that looks really good.
And a power maul. He has a cyber familiar. Great banner for all of your Legion.
Not
heraldry,
gonna lie.
and quite excitingly,
I'd
you have a
probably
second head
convert that
option,
into a
so if you
40K
want to build
model.
him, as a different option. you can.
And the fact that the head is separate as well means you can obviously interchange that with lots of other kits too. But a very cool, imposing looking character. The size of that mace as well is fairly imposing too. A very nice little centerpiece.
Yeah. I'm pretty high on that model as it goes. While we're talking about the things that are in the kit, I should bring your attention to the Arachne weapon platform. Oh, there you go. I knew I was going to bungle something. So this is across 2 frames. It's a really substantial kit. There you go. Eddie, do you want to stick the one with the guns in? That's a bit more exciting.
Far better than Beaky's. I still like Beaky's.
The same weapons that you see.
My favorite armor mark hasn't got to be
right.
modeled yet. That's Mark IV Maximus.
If you've ever, had to face a Sakaran in games of Horus Heresy, you'll know that they're fairly
There we go.
decent against almost any target. It's a very flexible gun that can just make a mess of pretty much whatever it points at. This has got twice as many of those weapons, so you plonk these on a nice defensible position somewhere in your battle line and just dominate the battlefield and kind of control the fields of fire.
It has a couple of things going for it. One is the way you can drop it down into battle, and the other is it has an adamantic purveyance. If you're familiar with those, maybe you've used radio dreadnoughts or things in the past, that gives you some really useful defensive benefits, and I can quite imagine lines of these just pouring shots into the enemy, a bit like in the trailer.
Absolutely.
Right, so that is half of what's in the box set in terms of the miniatures. Yeah, so numerically more, but an equal number of the kits. So
yeah, Jonah, that's why. That's honestly why I like Mark 10. Because Mark 10 looks very similar to Mark 4.
On what Saturnine actually is.
Okay, what do we got here? All right, yeah, the Saturnine Terminators and Dreadnought.
Saturnine Tactical Dreadnought Armor is the heaviest and most advanced suit of armor in the Imperium. Its origins are shrouded in mystery, but it is known to have originated in the tech enclaves of Saturn. There are records of Saturnine-clad warriors as early as the late Unification Wars and the First Battle of the Great Crusade. Complexities of its production meant that it was soon overshadowed by the more numerous Cataphracti and Tartarus pattern suits. Saturnine armor was already fading into legend by the dying days of the Great Crusade. That was until the Primarch Vulcan took it upon himself to unlock the secrets of this venerable technology. He was successful.
Vulcan being a Chad as always.
Brother gifted his findings to all legions. So it was that as heresy erupted across the galaxy, Saturnine technology was turned against the Imperium that it was forged to protect. A warrior in Saturnine plate is a formidable opponent. Though ponderous, they are immune to most enemy attacks, and themselves wield some of the most lethal Legion portable weaponry ever devised. The Saturnine siege dreadnoughts take this durability and destructive potential even further. Those interred are required to be of an especially disciplined mind. But for those that can master it, there are few foes that can stand before their wrath.
Now, I legit love the Saturnine Terminator, like what they've done with like, the official
design. That was a good little primer on what Saturnine is, and we got to see, you know, a little bit of what it looks like. Let's delve into the models.
Yeah, here we go. So we'll kick off with the Saturnine Terminators. I've got.
I will say,
here.
I always thought the head
in the box
on the older Saturnine Terminator designs was kind of doofy, kind of doofy looking. It looks good now. I like what they did with the helmet.
As you heard from the video, there they are very powerful, but very quite rare, I suppose, in armies. So certainly at the time of the Dropsite massacre, they were just being reintroduced en masse. So certainly not as numerous as the other marks of Terminator armor, but more powerful, more devastating, able to carry better weapons and more able to resist enemy fire. So a very powerful unit.
Yeah, speaking of those weapons, this kit has 3 sort of main weapon options. As you can see, each Saturnine Terminator has 2 main weapons. So here you can see they have the heavy disintegrators and the disruption fists. The weapon kit also includes plasma bombards, which you can see here. Now, the interesting thing about them, if you look at the one on the right-hand side as you look at the screen, he's got 2 plasma bombards. These can be used on either arm, so you can swap them around. The kit contains 6 Terminators and 18 weapons, 6 of each of the main weapons. So essentially, you could do, for example,
that's a lot of
3
bits.
Double plasma
like
bombards,
seriously,
or 3
that's a lot.
Double, heavy disintegrators, or you can put the disruption fists in. The disruption fists are always on the left.
Waiter, more disruption weapons, please. I'm feeling hungry for atomization. Yeah, right.
examples of alternative paint schemes for different legions that have been done by the Warhammer Painting Studio.
Yeah, I mean, so again, you can have these in any of your legions. They look good in almost any.
Well,
colour.
listen, I'm just saying.
You've got lots of.
We
lovely
need someone
armor
needs to
plates there
cut
to kind of
someone
show off
getting
your painting skill. The
disintegrated by
Salamander one
disintegrator
really
rifle to
makes
that
beautiful kind of
sound of the guy
volcanic
who
look to
shrieks
the
really
West
loud
Elf
and then
one there,
echoes
so
and
what you
echoes
do
it
with,
off into
your
infinity.
Legion heraldry, but yes.
Fuck, I
and
wish I knew what the sound, the name of the exact soundbite. Rubik's Raptor uses it in his videos a lot.
The weapons are extremely
We need that sound
well
as someone
protected.
getting
They
hit with a
have,
disintegrator
flammable
rifle.
diffraction fields, and they can fire both weapons thanks to the advanced targeting systems. So when you consider the plasma
Horus
bombard,
Heresy
it's
really
essentially
upping the bit
indirect
swarm.
fire
Yeah, it
plasma
really
cannon.
is.
You can imagine the potential for wreaking havoc on the enemy.
Yeah. So alongside your squads of Saturnine Terminators, you'll obviously need someone to lead them into battle, and the box set has got one of those as well. This is a Praetor in Saturnine Terminator armor.
No, it's
And
not the
he's
Wilhelm
absolutely
scream. I'll have to
jam-packed
look it
with
up
detail,
later. I
and
can't
also
think of
quite
the
a lot
name of the
options
soundbite.
on the sprue as well. You've got choices for how you want to put them together. That
Man,
is the
that is a large
sort of out of the
lad.
box Salamander version of him, and you can see he
Like,
has an
like, just
absolutely
check him
enormous
out, how
hammer,
big
which
he is.
About twice the height of a Space Marine, so you'd imagine that makes a mess when it hits.
Yeah, so he's holding a Saturnine Disruption Hammer. The kit contains two options for the sort of the faceplate of the hammer. In terms of other options, there are two options for the lanyard. There's two options for sort of his tabard. Four options for the head.
Oh,
and here you can
geez.
see the
But
other
it's got
major
more weapon
options.
options,
There's also
too.
Saturnine War Axe.
Look at that.
This model in particular, I think, is just one of the most impressive Space Marine miniatures I've ever seen. Whoever painted it and posed it has done an amazing job.
Yeah, I think these guys are very, very powerful in game as well. So in Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, as well as Space Marines, you also have the demigods of battle walking around. You have like Primarchs and demons and all sorts of things that you might have to come up against. A Praetor in Saturnine Terminator armor is pretty much as tough as you can make a Space Marine get. So in terms of stat line and damage output and things like that, he is approaching the level of some of the Primarchs and that sort of thing. So
Yes, you're going to think twice before you fight him with anybody, aren't you?
yes, absolutely. They are very, very powerful, and they look great as a centerpiece kit. If you decided that you don't want to have a Primarch leading your army, and if you want to represent a legion or a chapter that isn't fighting alongside one, or if you just want to have another bruiser in your force alongside a Primarch, it's a great thing to add in.
So we should probably go to what, for many people, I think is going to be the centerpiece kit in Saturnine, which is the Saturnine Dreadnought. This comes on a variety of frames. Like we can't possibly get
Loads
more
of
than at
frames.
once.
Look at them all.
But this is essentially an
What I wanna
upscaled
know is,
version of the Saturnine armor that you've seen.
what's
up till
different
now.
with-
it is the
yeah,
largest
like-
and most powerful dreadnought in the armories of the Legiones Astartes, and it towers above other dreadnoughts. In terms of what it's armed with, it has disintegrator cannons. That's that enormous gun on its left arm, and it has a heavy plasma bombard on its right arm.
What makes it different from the
and it
Leviathan
can fire
Dreadnought?
both.
That's what I want to
This is
know.
a real heavy-duty war machine. Again, it has that same thermal diffraction field to protect it from injury. It's mounting sort of point defense weapons in its chest armor. This is a real bruiser.
Yeah, a huge amount of firepower in this thing as well. Even more firepower than you could expect from some of the other very large dreadnoughts that you get in the Horus Heresy. So even more than things like the Leviathan dreadnought.
Shoulders, obviously. I mean, yeah, but I mean, like actually.
Powerhouse. It's pretty much the most powerful walker that you can have in a Space Marine Legion army, approaching the level of some of the knights and things like that. So definitely a great addition to any Space Marine army.
Yeah, in those chest-mounted weapons, I was trying to remember the name of it. It either is two photonic incinerators or it's twin concussion resonators. We'll tell you what those do in articles in the future, but they're a bit like, in effect, flamers, but they each have their own special effects on top, so they use the
Hey,
template
Takashi, how you doing?
marker, and they're
Yeah.
very nasty if you get too close.
So that is all the miniatures from the Saturnine box set. I think we might have a nice shot of all of them together somewhere to show you kind of how it all looks when it's all laid out together. There you go. There it is, beautiful. So we have painted this box set up in two colours. We have the salamanders on one side. And
Honestly,
the
that's a
warriors on
pretty
the
good
other.
box.
We'll let you in on a little secret.
Yeah, like-
if you want to
yeah.
buy this box and paint them all one colour, you can absolutely do that. And it actually gives you a really solid start to a Space Marine force. That is a pretty much self-contained, medium-sized Horus Heresy army ready to go straight out of the box.
Perfect. So, with all of the miniatures in Saturnine covered, I think it makes sense for us maybe to see if there's any questions bubbling up in the chat. Let's throw over to question corner with our lore master, Alex. What have we got?
There are indeed. There's a lot of excitement, particularly about the Saturnine. So just nipping back to the Mark
You wonder if we
II,
can magnetize some of the
do they
Leviathan
work
weapon
with
options. I mean,
individual
more
kits,
than
so
likely you
heavy weapons,
can.
Special melee.
That's a really good question. If we didn't cover it off clearly enough, yes, the special weapons and heavy weapons that are already within the plastic Horus Heresy range are completely compatible with those. I've seen some; they look great. So yeah, you've got a lot of variety.
There's a lot of people liking the veterans with the disintegrators. How many of those come in the box?
So there's 40 Mark II legionaries. You can build them as the veterans with disintegrators, and I think I wouldn't want to bet my life on it, but I think you can make 2 full squads.
Iggy, the Saturnine guys are a type of Terminator armor
You will end up with
suit.
some spares, so you can do 2 full squads of 10, and every single person has a disintegrator
It's like a very
rifle.
rare
You
and
also have
advanced
heavy
kind of
disintegrators that
Terminator
you can add in as
armor.
well, and things like combi disintegrators. So you have about 28 disintegrator guns that you can put on Mark II Space Marines.
Perfect.
So lots of people asking who can use Saturnine. Same question regarding the whole box. There's no like sculpted Legion specific iconography on them at all.
So that's a really good question. So any Legion can use any of the stuff in this box. It's almost designed that way so you can paint it up in whatever color you like. There are a few of the kits that have certain aesthetic elements on them that look a little bit more traitor or a little bit more loyalist. So if you really want lots of eagles and scroll work, some of the kits have more of that. And then there's an option to swap it out for more chains and more kind of eyes of Horus.
Where those parts exist on the kits, they are the optional parts.
Yeah.
So you can sort of cut.
Okay,
change
that's
the force
good.
A little bit more.
They're keeping the loyalist and traitor specific stuff
Space Marine
optional.
Legion army could make full use of. I should also add, just in case the question who can use Saturnine should interpret it differently, one of the great ironies of Vulcan's beautiful gift to all of his brothers was that he sent Saturnine armor to all of the legions.
He's a really generous guy.
And so
really nice guy.
it's a bit sad that it was then used
Man,
against him on his family.
Vulcan always being such a
There's lot
nice
of,
guy and then
release
coming back to
related
bite him
and
in the
rules
ass.
questions, some of which will be answered.
We might have
later
some
on.
rules later. Who knows? Who knows?
And the final one, somebody was asking, how does the Arachne compare to the Tarantula? And several people asked, can we have a Leviathan for scale? And I think we do have some things to compare.
We do have some things for scale. So it just so happens that we have some of the models here. So we'll
There's
start
no
off with
way
the,
these
Arachne
questions they're
Quad
getting are
accelerator
actually
platform,
being delivered
and
live.
I think we'll compare this in size to one of the Mark II Legionaries.
He looks so wee.
It does. So that is about the size of it. So it is certainly considerably larger than the tarantulas that you might have been expecting. You can see the size of those accelerator cannons are themselves about 3 times as long as a Space Marine each. So you can imagine that when they hit, they can make a mess of pretty much anything. So that is a fairly formidable.
How much is
gun
this
platform
kit
there.
for
It's
that
a
many
lot bigger than
miniatures?
Tarantula.
I imagine it would probably be close
terms
to the
of how they
price of
compare to some of the other things,
last
we also have,
Horus Heresy box set,
a
which was also a really good
Saturnine
deal.
Terminator. So if you're wondering how big these are compared to a standard Space Marine Legionary, you can see that they are.
You know what?
almost twice the plate,
While I'm
actually,
looking at the
when you
size of
factor
that,
in all of the size of
those
them and put them in
Saturnine
the mass,
Terminators would make good
considerably larger.
stand-ins
And we also
for
have, how a
Chaos
Saturnine Terminator
Obliterators.
compares to one of the current.
Like if you want to have Obliterators for Iron Warriors, but don't want them
So
to
I
be
think to
fleshy.
bear in mind when you look at this, obviously, is that it's bigger armor. A lot of that height is in the shoulder armor, where the thermal diffraction fields and the technology that allows it to make teleport strikes exists. But these are towering suits of armor.
Yeah. I've also got another little heavy disintegrator there on the
Always
veteran
jolly.
Legionary. Yeah.
We should show you how the Praetor compares. Would be good.
Absolutely, yeah. So the Praetor is a very large, imposing-looking model. Here he is compared to Saturnine Terminator and one of the current Tartarus Terminators. And one of the things we said earlier on is
Those
that,
things are huge.
The Saturnine armor for the Praetors actually allows them to go toe-to-toe with some of the kind of big hitters of the Horus Heresy, the Primarchs and things. So we've actually
Exactly,
brought
Gachi.
along
Don't talk to me or
Vulcan
my
himself
son
to
ever
give you a
again.
comparison about how big those Saturnine.
Oh, wow, he is
are
almost
in comparison
Primarch
to
sized.
the Primarch. He is good. So
Actually, no, he
obviously the
is
Primarch himself, obviously, in terms of stature,
He
is
is-
still
he
significantly
is
larger, but you
Primarch
can see
size,
that
'cause
the
Vulcan's
kind of
standing on a
additional armor
tactical
plating
rock.
afforded to the Praetor in that Saturnine plate certainly makes his presence on the battlefield almost as imposing as
Christ, he's
as a
big.
Primarch, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool. It's
absolutely.
pretty cool. All right. I think we had some questions about the size of the dreadnoughts as well.
Yeah,
Can we
let's
have
do
a Saturnine versus things for scale? So we'll keep Vulcan there just so we can get
Okay,
a
yeah,
sense of
show us how-
size. There
Shows
he
how
is with
big
one of
this
his fire
thing is.
creations, the Saturnine.
Because in my opinion, it has to compete with the Leviathan, you
So
know?
you can see even a
Like
Primarch
for
standing next to
tabletops,
one of
for a
these
space
things
on the
is
tabletop.
dwarfed by the size of the Saturnine Dreadnought, absolutely towering over him. We have a few of the other Dreadnoughts to kind of show you the scale. Vulcan, thank you so much for showing up, Vulcan. I'll see you later.
always an honour.
Have a great time in Istvan. This is courtesy of Terra.
Oh, Jesus.
We have one of the
Okay.
Legio Custodes Contemptor Dreadnought. So it's
Yeah,
more, it's
absolutely.
slightly larger actually than some of the other.
If you're
Contemptors.
familiar with the Contemptor chassis, it's,
Yeah.
it's a decent size
Yeah, it's
sort of, dreadnought frame.
Also, it's an Achilles,
and
not a
he comes up
Contemptor.
To about 2/3 the way up the torso.
But,
one of the bigger
yeah,
dreadnoughts, we've referenced
that's
it
a-
already once.
it's an Achilles.
This is the Duradio.
There he is.
So here he is with all the guns. And
Okay.
then there was a definite request in the chat. You
Leviathan for scale, was it?
Leviathan,
Yeah.
yeah. So excuse me, Mr. Contemptor.
There he is. So the Leviathan, currently the largest dreadnought.
Okay,
walking
it
on
is
any
actually
battlefield in
bigger than a
Warhammer.
Leviathan.
As you can see,
Okay.
even the Leviathan dreadnought is a good shoulder plate smaller than.
It's really interesting though, isn't it? You can
the
imagine
Saturnine.
sort of the Saturnine sort of stomping forward with extra sort of thermal diffraction fields, tanking sort of the heat as they make their charge forward.
I mean, it certainly makes an all dreadnought Horus Heresy army appealing, right? So like the concept of having the whole mix or the whole family. the whole
Okay,
gang
so I
get
see what
together
they're going
comes across the
for.
battlefield, could look very cool
It's a,
indeed.
it,
There you go.
this thing is
Some scale
basically
shots
a,
there.
like
We'll also
a
have some more
practical.
various
This
scale shots and
thing
things
is
up on the
practically a
Warhammer Titanic
Titanic
website in the
unit.
not too
Like
distant future as well.
it's pushing the edge of it.
So we've talked a lot about all of the miniatures that come inside Saturnine. We've done a pretty good job, I think, of showing you all of the stuff you get and how it scales. We haven't really talked about the rules yet, so it's probably time for that.
Okay, here's where it sinks
Why
or
don't we begin
swims. The
with this little
rules.
primer about the new rules.
A new edition of Warhammer the Horus Heresy means big changes to the rules of the game. Players will need to adapt to the new realities of war in the Age of Darkness.
All right, gotta turn it up
For
again.
those generals who can master these changes, you will find new tools and abilities that will help you to secure victory. Battles are won and lost by the feet of legendary heroes. There is now a new suite of abilities for your characters to use when locked in a lethal duel with an enemy champion or commander. The rules on assembling your army for battle are more flexible than ever, allowing for thematic and powerful armies, supported by allies of your choice. Killing the foe is not the only way to dominate the battlefield. Representing the debilitating effects of the myriad weapons of the Age of Darkness, new tactical statuses allow you to subdue an enemy army before breaking their spirit and putting them to flight. Representing the mental fortitude of your troops, new advanced characteristics represent their ability to follow orders, stay calm under pressure, and fight on in the face of overwhelming odds. Every weapon in the game has been reworked, including the addition of a damage characteristic, as well as many melee weapons offering new bonuses to those skilled enough to wield them.
This sounds like they're
These are just
turning
a
it into what
handful of
10th
the new
edition is
rules
right
in the
now
upcoming
for
new
40k.
edition of Warhammer the Horus Heresy.
What a fantastic primer on the new rules, and we've taken the liberty of cracking the rulebook out of the Saturnine box.
Yeah, I have been given permission to break the seal on the rulebook that we just opened up from our Saturnine box. So here we go. Let's open it up.
Now you're going to do it so you can keep it for now.
No, I've broken it. I just broke the seal. There we go.
So many
Right.
purity seals.
So we have two reference compendiums, one for me, one for you, so we can play a game later. There we go. And inside this, we have the beautiful new Age of Darkness rulebook. It is a hefty tome, clocking in at 352 pages.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I have been reliably informed that
There's more than 100 pages at the start of that book are detailing the lore and the history of the Horus Heresy. So from the events that lead up to the heresy, so through the Great Crusade, and then obviously the things that cause the actual breakout of the heresy. Then you've got an incredible primer on all of the forces that take place within it. So the 18 Space Marine Legions, forces like the Solar Auxilia, the Mechanicum and so on. This is a really brilliant way of dipping your toe into the lore if you never have. If you are an established fan of the Horus Heresy, I've been following it since I was about 10 years old, and there were still new things in there for me to learn. I really enjoyed sort of wading through the lore section of that book. But there's also rules.
there's also loads of rules. So the back half of this book is obviously the rules of the new edition of Warhammer the Horus Heresy, and we certainly haven't got time today to go through absolutely every rule of the new edition, but we do have a few little nuggets that we can share with you, a few things that Josh has already hinted at. So Let's talk about stats. This is the stats of a legionary in the new edition of Warhammer the Horus Heresy. As you can see, some returning favourites in the stat line. Movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, wounds, initiative, attacks. All the classics are there.
But what is this? New stats?
There's a new stat bit section at the bottom.
No, there were no Custodes shown in the rulebook.
Broadly deal with the mental capabilities
closely.
and fortitude of your Space Marines. You will notice that alongside save and invulnerable save at the bottom there are 4 stats. Leadership returns, demonstrating how good your troops are at taking orders and rallying when you tell them to. You have CL, which means cool, which is how well your troops fare under fire and how well they can deal with things like sniper fire and bombardment and avoiding pinning and things like that.
Yep.
You have WP.
That's willpower.
It is willpower.
Which is essentially your warrior's mental fortitude when it comes to things like psychic tests and resisting psychic powers. So think of that as the ability of your character to have a fortress of
Okay,
his
so
mind and
they're
either use
not
that
making
offensively
it
or
like 10th
defensively.
edition.
And then lastly, you have intelligence, which is his ability to do technical actions under duress. So it's the sort of thing you can imagine the servants.
Because this is way more complex than 10th edition's stat lines.
Or each other.
Yeah, you also using things like communications equipment and that sort of stuff. Anything that's interacting with tech, basically. If you have been around in Warhammer 40,000 for a very long time, and I'm talking Rogue Trader era, you will recognize these stats as being from the very first edition of Warhammer 40,000. But they haven't been included just for nostalgia's sake. They give more nuance to the way the game works and more interactions and more differentiation between the types of unit you can include. So things like chaplains and librarians and tech marines will all vary quite a lot in these stats in terms of what they bring to your army. You can see here a legionary is 7 across the board, which means that when you take these tests, for the most part, you're rolling 2d6 and trying to score equal or less than your score, much like you do with current leadership. So legionaries are going to pass most of these tests most of the time if they roll on the averages. There will be some things are much better at taking these tests.
No, it
So
looks like
Primarchs,
they're
for
actually
example,
making it more
push some
complex.
of these numbers into double figures. And there are some units which have quite low stats. So things like
there's like 4 new
Tech
stats you got to
rolls
keep an
were the
eye
ones
on.
that we found earlier on, which have fairly atrocious stats for these. So not very good at resisting psychic powers, but actually very uncaring when their fellow troops get taken out by
Pretty good at doing
fire.
what they're told.
Yeah, they're good at doing what they're told, but not much else. Yeah.
Absolutely. And these stats, they're used for a thing in the game which is new, which is your tactical status. I've grabbed the last frame out of the box. I don't know if you can see this, but this is essentially packed with 40 markers, which they have a mix of things. One, they've got some numbers for objectives, but 2, you've got these sort of symbols here. These relate to a thing called tactical statuses. There you go. That's a much more effective picture for you.
Yeah. So, in games of the Horus Heresy in edition, there are
I
ways
remember
of
this
interacting
shit
with
from
your opponent's
earlier
army
editions
that
of
are more than
40K.
just killing them. They are effectively giving enemy units debuffs or tactical statuses. These are usually caused by them being forced to take and then failing one of those advanced characteristics tests, and there are 4 of them. Pinned means that the enemy unit is pinned down under fire, either something like artillery or sniper fire, and they can't move. Suppressed is that unit is less able to return fire because they are ducking behind cover and trying not to take hits, basically. Stunned means that unit's going to be less able to react to things that happen in the game. And then routed means that you've actually just broken the morale of that unit and it's going to be fleeing. And they have slightly different rules in terms of how they interact with the rest of the game, but they mean that you can interact with your opponent's army in ways that aren't just blow them off the battlefield. Although you absolutely still can just blow them
Always
off the
an
battlefield.
option.
I'll be honest, I think
Speaking
40K
of
could
Firepower,
do with getting
segue.
some of this
Just talk
stuff
a little bit
back.
about the changes that happen to weapons. Weapons have new profiles. Eddie, you're very good at this bit.
Yes, so ranged weapons and melee weapons have both changed, and there are some things that will be very familiar and some things that have changed slightly. So we've got a bolt pistol here and a Saturnine disruption fist. Let's look at the bolt pistol first. It has range. That's how far it can shoot. It can shoot 12 inches. FP stands for firepower. That's how many shots you get. You've got RS for range strength of 4, very familiar to anyone who's ever fired a bolt pistol. The difference between range strength and strength is that some rules will only interact with range strength and some rules will interact with any strength. So there's a slight differentiation there. AP is how good at punching through armor it is, And then a big change to weapons in the new edition is that they now have a damage characteristic. So that's how many wounds you do if you get a shot through. And what that means is you have more differentiation between guns that are very good at killing infantry, light infantry, and guns that are very good at killing heavier stuff, like or do damage to vehicles or taking out terminators and things like that. So things like a bolt gun will be damage 1. Stuff like your las cannons and disintegrators and things like that will have a higher damage characteristic.
Okay.
Looking at the melee weapons, they've also gone through some changes. The big thing to note about melee weapons is that most of the time their stat line will be boosts or buffs to your existing melee stat line rather than being a stat line in its own right. So a Saturnine Disruption Fist, IM stands for Initiative Modifier. So you fight in initiative order in Warhammer the Horus Heresy, and that shows that this weapon is going to swing quite ponderously, but it's going to hit fairly hard. Attack modifier is how many attacks you get.
Okay, so they're bringing
this
back
is
like the
use your
stuff
attack
where
modifier.
Power Fists and Thunder Hammers were
Yeah, it could be,
slower.
SM is Strength Modifier, so if you have a Saturnine Disruption Fist, you have +2 to your strength. Saturnine Terminators are already pretty strong, so they're going to be hitting pretty hard. And then AP is how good at punching through armor you are, and D is how much damage that does. So just on a read of that, you can see that a Saturnine Disruption Fist is going to pretty much kill anything short of a character in a single hit.
Beautiful. A lot of rules.
It's a lot of rules.
And it's just the sort of the tip of the iceberg in terms of what the studio team responsible for the Horus Heresy game have done. Essentially, they love this game and they poured all of that love into fine-tuning and finessing and adding new and exciting things for you to experience. It's the same game you already know and love if you play the Horus Heresy, but it's been sort of revitalized, and they're really excited to share it with you. We've talked a little bit about stat lines and the things that you refer to. The first place you'll find them is in the booklet that comes inside the Saturnine box. I'll show you. It's quite a nice little book. And in it, you'll find all of the quick start rules and profiles and things that you need to use your models in your first games. This is absolutely, there you go. It's full of construction information, but near the start, you've got profiles and things to do. This is great for your first games, and you could just play this forever. But if you want to get more out of the Horus Heresy, you're going to need the new Liber books, which are coming out on the same day as the release of the new game. You've seen there's new stats and new weapon profiles and things, so we need new Libers to handle them, and there will be 5 released on the day that Saturnine comes out. The 2 you can see here, Liber Hereticus and Liber Astartes, deal with the Loyalist and Traitor Legions. These are massive tomes packed with lore and information about the legions, and also all of the stats you need, not just for the warriors, but also for those iconic characters, first captains like Sigismund or Primarchs like Lorgar. They're not alone. There's 3 more volumes that come out on the same day, and they are Liber Auxilia, which deals with the armies of the Solar Auxilia, Mechanicum, which deals with the forces of the Tagmata, and then Liber Questoris, which is Knights and Titans, so the Questoris and the Titan legions. All 5 of those books are super comprehensive. They're fantastic volumes, and they launch on the same day as Saturnine.
I think the covers are a little uninspired.
Right now they're saying, but what about the Talons of the Emperor? Fear not. On the day of launch, we'll be releasing a downloadable PDF which has all the rules you need to use your force until your own Liber book is released.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a wait for the Talons of the Emperor Liber book, but it'll be well worth it.
Absolutely. Wow. Right. Good. Okay. So, now, what I would say is we've covered all the models. We've covered all of the the rules interest. We'd like to talk a little bit about the lore. Perhaps you've been sat there in the chat and you're like, what is this Horus Heresy and how do I get into it? How do I enjoy this enormous decade-spanning series? Well,
uninspired but clear. That is true, yeah.
Prepared a little message to explain how.
So, you've heard of the Horus Heresy. It's the foundation myth of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, an epic saga of events so cataclysmic they shook the galaxy to its very core. With more than 35 years of real-world history behind the setting, including 2 best-selling novel series totaling 64 books, a tabletop miniatures game and more, it could feel...
There's way more than 64 books.
Good news is, it's actually pretty straightforward. And to prove it, here are 3 surefire ways to get started. The first way is the simplest by far. Packed within the new Warhammer the Horus Heresy Saturnine box game is the Age of Darkness rulebook. This honking great tome isn't just a rulebook though, it's also a fantastic primer for the events of the Horus Heresy. It's loaded with artwork and lore, explaining the build-up to the heresy, introducing the Legiones Astartes, and the other main players.
Yeah, no, I can't stand his voice either.
Key events. But what if you really want the story? You know, all those novels everyone keeps banging on about. Well, If that's your chosen route, you're in for a treat. Just pick up the Horus Heresy Book 1, Horus Rising. First up, it's a genuinely excellent novel and sets up all of the events that follow. Want a brief, spoiler-free summary? By the order of the Emperor, Horus has been acclaimed the War Master. Everyone loves Horus. It's all gonna go great. But wait, what if you're just completely time-starved and need another option? We've got you covered. The entire Horus Heresy series is available on audiobook, meaning no matter what's keeping you busy, you can get caught up. Walking the dog, do it while Horus purges the legions of Imperial loyalists. Travelling to and from work or school, it'll sound better to the narrated events of the Dropsite Massacre.
Interested in the novels?
Practically
Ask
painting
around
novels
and find a
using one of
guy.
the Horus
Yeah,
Heresy army.
exactly.
You get the idea. So there you have it. 3 great ways to start exploring the story of the Horus Heresy. The only question is, how are you going to catch up?
I didn't like the tone of that.
I have to confess
It should have been a more
that the,
serious
audio book
tone
is a
considering the
particular favourite of
actual
mine.
contents of
I've
the
listened to
story.
entire of the Siege of Terror series, and usually when I was walking my dog, so there are entire sequences that I can visualise where I was with my dog at the time that some important person died. No spoilers from me. There we are. While we're talking about lore and things that are interesting, also coming out alongside Saturnine is an amazing new map produced by the Warhammer studio. This is the Carta Galactica, the Imperium of Mankind at the time of the Horus Heresy. So this is post-Great Crusade. You can see some of the more troublesome things that are taking place in the galaxy have begun. You can almost imagine Horus, is he like using his own equivalent of this?
Yeah, he's got one just like this up on his wall. He's planning his global conquest. The Emperor's probably got one hung up somewhere.
Probably carved into the skin of
Lots
some...
of scribbles on it.
Yeah.
See that.
this is an enormous
That's a
fold-out
good map. I'd like to have
beautiful
one.
And just the perfect thing for your collection and for putting on your wall if that's your jam. There's also coming soon this fantastic new volume, which is Journal Tactica, the Dropsite Massacre Part 1. This is our first of the Journal Tacticas that we'll be releasing for the Horus Heresy game, and it is rammed full of great content.
Okay, so we're getting a Dropsite Massacre splat book.
Scenario rules and ways to play to recreate some of those famous events, as you can see here. Like loads of great stuff for you to add some variety and interest to your games. And the thing that I'm really excited about this is we get to put a microscope over one of the most impactful events in probably the Imperium's entire history, right? This was the first decisive blow of the heresy and really changed the fate of the galaxy. And the studio team are exploring it in beautiful detail.
Yeah, I think that one of the things about the Horus Heresy is that you do get to visit these amazing moments, especially if you've kind of come to it through the fiction and you've read the Black Library books. You're like, man, that battle sounds really cool. It'd be great to kind of reenact it. And this allows you to do it.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Badger, I
kind of
agree.
DNA from
They should do
really,
both massacres,
well
3 and
looked at
5.
books, the very first edition of the Horus Heresy in this. Yeah, it's just a really lovely book if you want to if you're narrative minded and you kind of love playing campaigns and things like this. And the Horus Heresy is great for that. This is an awesome book for it.
Perfect. So we've still got some things to show you that perhaps you haven't seen. And one of the things that I'm excited to show you, this is probably my favourite thing of the entire preview. But following hot on the heels of the release of Saturnine is a really impressive new kit. Perhaps we can roll the footage for that now.
Okay. Plastic fell blade. Yep, there it is. Oh, they're going AFK? All right. Maybe they hit a wrong button. Piss break? Yeah, probably. Christ, God knows I need one right now.
This is unquestionably my thing I'm most
I know, they hit a
about.
wrong button.
I've loved
Absolutely.
the Legion Fellblade since I first saw one way back when Forge World first released one in beautiful Forge World resin. This is an all-new multi-part plastic version of that same glorious Space Marine Legion super heavy tank, and I could not be more excited. Here we go. The real thing is like 300 tons of armored fury powered by an enormous atomantic reactor. This thing is rocking 2 accelerator cannons. You can rip a Titan's guts out with those things. It has weapon mounts that you can see on it. So it's got the Demolisher cannon mounted in the front. Those heavy bolters in the front can be swapped out. It's got...
they showed the Fellblade, someone in the back said,
prices.
no,
Heavy
probably.
bolters on the sides for las cannons. You've got a heavy flamer option for the front. This thing is just a battleship with tracks, Armored Fury incarnate, and I could not be more excited. I want one now.
I mean, you can't have one right now, Adam, but you can have one fairly soon. You can have one fairly soon. Here it is. It is. You get a sense of just how big this thing is. But just to give you even more of a sense of it, we have brought along its little brother.
Friend.
Look at this, trundling on stage left. We have a Predator, and you get a sense of just how big the Legion Fellblade is compared to what is a fairly typical sized tank in games of Horus Heresy. And if I lift it up slightly, you'll notice that the Predator is ever so slightly shorter than the entire length of the...
Yeah, Matthew, you bring up a good point.
But you can imagine one of these...
Like, why would one of the armies be late?
Smaller Space Marine tanks around.
When all the others are ready.
Obviously, it shares the sort of similar silhouette and design styles, obviously, from the same STC source, but it is an order of magnitude more impressive in terms of its firepower and its just sheer mass, isn't it?
Yeah, I am just giddy about this. A bit too excited, maybe, but in all of the best ways. Such a great looking kit, and I can't wait to get my hands on one.
Loads of really lovely big areas on there as well to put your heraldry on. So
yeah, absolutely.
The guys
this is a nice tank, though. I'm liking the plastic Fellblade.
Really nicely there.
Fellblade was always a cool
you're
design.
A painter
I think.
And you want to,
it's like a Bane blade, but cooler.
To do it.
Yeah,
not that I don't like the Bane blade, but the Fellblade is cooler.
Saturnine, I put the transfer sheet somewhere else, but Saturnine has a transfer sheet in it with 1,172 individual transfers on. Some of them are very, very tiny. Some of them are like big enough to be decorating your Saturnine Dreadnought.
Some of them are like knee pad squad markings.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there we go.
There we go.
Coming in stage left.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So I always get a bit overexcited about transfer sheets because I can't do freehand to save my life. So this is where it's at if you're looking to detail your model.
Remember the armor? I remember Armor Cast. That shit was
very heavily on the Iron Warriors.
And those models were so heavy you could beat someone to death with them.
There's so many other useful markings on it, like tactical and veteran and whatever, that you're going to have a good time.
There's some quite useful markings for any Legion there. You've got like squad markings and
100%.
Tactical and elite and that sort of thing.
So. We're still not done yet. There are still new and exciting things for us to show and share with you. But before we do that, let's jump across back to Question Corner with our Lore Master and see if there's any questions we need to address.
There are indeed. There's a lot of people asking very specific questions like army building, about specific rules like instant death balances. You guys are going to have an awful lot of articles going up on Warcom soon, aren't you?
Yes. So there are obviously quite a lot of rule changes across the new edition. We aren't going to be able to cover all of them here. What we can say is that we will cover lots of the rules changes in articles on the Warhammer community website over the coming weeks. So keep your eyes posted there, and there'll be all the nuance of how all these different changes are going to affect your games.
There's a lot of people asking, is the box going to be a range item?
So yes, it is. So there will be...
Range items, fancy words for, will I be able to buy it for a long time, right? And the answer is yes. It's going to be a permanent item of the Warhammer range. It will sit on the web store and hopefully in your local hobby stores and Games Workshop, Warhammer shops. You showed my age there, didn't I, Craig?
There's a host of people asking.
Okay, so this is not a FOMO box. Good to hear.
Terminators and the Dreadnought.
I knew base sizes was coming and I was ready for it 10 or 15 minutes ago. There's loads of bases in the box. The Dreadnought comes on a 100mm base. I think the Terminators are on 60s. They might be on 50s. I'll try and confirm it for you later, but I wouldn't want to bet my life on it. Right?
50s.
Are they 50s? There we go.
When is it coming out?
McKean,
we don't have a release date we can share with you today, but we wouldn't be talking about
New
it.
Solar Auxilia got released last edition for Horus
Just to be
Heresy.
clear, everything is going to be available at launch that we've shown off today, except for that Fellblade.
Everything so far except that Fellblade.
Absolutely. That's quite exciting. Right. Okay. Thank you for those questions. Next, we're going to show you some new miniatures, but before we do, we would like to show you a teaser of something you'll have never ever seen before. This is a clip, a trailer, if you like a preview.
Exclusive extra.
Exclusive extra, that'll do. From the upcoming Kill Lupercal animation that comes out next week.
That's true.
Okay.
Taking ground fire, my princeps. Breach to full.
Diverting power.
Yeah, this actually looks cool.
Limited feed from the targeters, my princeps.
I have it.
Ground targets identified. The traitor 16th, my princeps. Sons of Horus.
Traitor bastards.
Composing target solutions.
No need. Autoloaders.
Priming princeps.
Brace.
Titans are so fucking cool, man.
That was awesome. She might have the best job in the Imperium.
It's up there, isn't it?
Yeah,
Certainly.
really
Titan
good.
Princeps.
Eddie, what can you tell us about Kel Lupercal?
Yeah, so that was Kill Lupercal. That is the very first Horus Heresy animation on its way for Warhammer TV for Warhammer Plus subscribers, and that will be available to watch next week, the first episode.
Nice. Yeah, and
It's coming out next
the
week. Nice.
Plot is set during the Siege of Terror on Terror itself.
That's right, yeah. So in the closing
Oh,
hours
it's during
of
the
greatest
actual
battle in
Siege of
human
Terror.
history, as the last loyal Titans march out into the field to try and claim some semblance of victory from a hopeless siege.
Okay.
Sounds awesome. Perfect. Right. We promised you that there would be a few exciting extras that we would close out the show with. And so what we've got is a little bit of a preview of things that are yet to come. We do, however, need to apply a little bit of caution here. These things are a few months out after the other side of Saturnine. So we'll show you on the proviso that you don't harass the social media team too hard.
Yeah, that's the deal, right? So we'll show you the stuff a little bit earlier than we might normally, but you're not allowed to pester the social media team every day about when they're going to come out.
fair,
That's
yes.
the deal. And if you're not okay with that deal, you can start watching.
Yeah,
but if you do
absolutely.
want to see some cool heresy stuff, then stay tuned and we'll show you it.
Well, in that case, we should start with some things that maybe people who've guessed are coming based on a couple
Okay.
of previews on Warcom with the Tarantula turret.
Yes, so this is the Legion
Oh, new
Tarantula.
Tarantula
This
turret.
is an automated weapon platform that the Space Marine Legions can drop in from orbit alongside things like drop pods and other.
Okay, they're getting a
orbital
Volkite one.
The awesome Arachne.
And the awesome Arachne, yeah, it's
Fucking
the little
love
brother.
Volkite
of
is
the,
such a cool
Arachne
weapon
quad
concept.
accelerator
It's just a
platform that comes in
classic
the Saturnine box.
sci-fi
So if you
heat
did pick up
ray.
a Saturnine box, you can
But made
supplement it
infinitely
with a few of
cooler.
these. It comes with a variety of lethal weapons. Some classics return, including your las cannons and heavy bolter options, but you've also got a snazzy new Volkite.
Bolter,
option
Melta,
and a
Las,
Volkite
and
option, so you can drop in and
Volkite.
melt some
Yeah.
stuff.
Volkite does look really
The
good. doesn't
Volkite
it?
is the best one, I think. I mean, obviously, they're all great, but my favourite's the Volkite. It's clearly the best.
Aesthetically hard to beat. It's not the only new thing that we're
Certainly not.
able to sort of hint at. Here we have the rapier batteries.
Yeah, so there's a variety of different.
I was
guns
wondering
you
when they
can
were gonna
protect your
update
rapier batteries
these.
with, and there are 2 kits on the way.
Looks like
one
a
of the kits.
grav
gives you
cannon and
grav
bolter.
and quad heavy bolter options.
Nice.
The quad heavy bolter, I think, just looks phenomenally
Imagine
cool.
that
right?
rolling down the corridor of a Mortalis zone and
Yes.
just absolutely
Yeah,
hosing
imagine you're
it.
like, trying to defend a Zone Mortalis and one of those like rounds the corner, and you're like, I picked the wrong corridor. Yes, but those are the 2 of the ways you can build it. The crew that come with it are particularly cool. They've got lots of really nice little touches.
Oh, okay,
including things like
those
scanners
crew
and
models look
tech and,
awesome.
There's
targeters and
almost
stuff.
some Tech Marine vibes on these guys.
Yeah,
isn't
some
there?
of the
Very
helmets are a
solid.
little
Fuck,
bit
I'd use
tech-y,
those
aren't
for
they?
Tech
So certainly
Marines in,
morphed into
40K.
Tech Marines by the time they've gone through a few STCs and millennia on the way
love
to
it. They look
Warhammer
really great.
40,000. A couple of other ways these can be built as well. There's 2 kits on the way, with depending on how you want to equip them. This one comes with a quad launcher or a laser destroyer. So basically,
favourite.
Oh, nice.
whatever you want to shoot at, there's probably.
Hey, when are we going to get the land?
land?
Speaking of quad launchers, when are we getting the Land Raider Achilles in plastic?
Like
That'd be
a long
nice.
short history of just blasting armor to pieces.
Land Raider Achilles is my favorite.
Now, they also have a group of Space Marines who control them. There you are, lovely and beautiful. But I'm ready to go to the next thing, which is a Mark II Legion Assault Marine. I've been very excited about this since
Ah, nice.
first showed it to
Mark
me,
II Assault.
today.
Yeah.
And it's great.
He looks like he means business, doesn't he? So it's not just a Space Marine with a jump pack. They've made some other modifications as well. You can see that his armor's sort of beefed up a little bit. The jump pack is absolutely enormous. It looks like
that's
like
a nice
jetpack
chain axe.
lifting that kind of ton of Space Marine right into the middle of the enemy forces. The chain axe is huge. You can it's like the size of a man, right? So you can imagine that coming down and just ripping stuff to pieces.
Can you imagine inviting somebody into
That's just
compliance
screaming to be turned into a
"Hi, we're
world
here to
eater."
invite you into the Imperium. Would you like to comply? My chain axe is bigger than you.
I think you would. I think you definitely enjoy
I'm
it,
all
right?
about compliance at
So
that point.
these are on the way, a little way off, but they give you another way to put assault troops into your force.
Yeah,
Just like saying it'll
Especially
be a
if you've
moment.
gone
That's
for-
okay.
you've
I'm
gone
gonna have to
about
take an
Mark
AFK
2s and
before we
3s,
start playing
very
Darktide.
brutal-looking,
So
armor
I'll be
packs.
setting the stream to
Speaking of Mark
AFK
2
for a
and
bit to
3
go
and
get
brutal armor
a couple
patterns,
things
one of the
done,
most
and then we'll be
exciting
back.
things you're gonna see today. Amanda in the chat has just gone wild.
Are there-
Everybody
yep,
loves the
breachers.
Legion breachers, and they are coming in
plastic
plastic, so
breachers.
Mark III Legion breacher.
We win.
We've got that iconic.
We
shield.
win, boys.
He's got a bolter with a drum mag because reloading is hard when you're holding a shield. And just that
Fucking love
brutalist look
breachers.
that comes with the
Breachers
iron
need to
armor.
be
I
in
love it. Very
40k.
exciting.
They're such a cool
They
idea.
look great. I think it's an upgrade as well, so you can potentially mix with different armor marks, but there is something about the mark.
So I use breachers in my current Dark Angels army, and they are great.
Who put
They're- when it goes
747
lockdown,
engines
it's
on the Iron
sometimes
Warrior?
awful,
A madman.
Dying slowly on objective.
A very intelligent
They always look so
madman.
cool because they've got that huge piece of heraldry on the front, so you can just paint them and make them look amazing. And even just like if you just put a splash of color across it in a transfer, they look immediately cool.
That's
right?
all I've done, and mine look good. This one is beautiful, obviously, with the incredible studio paint job. Now, it's mostly Space Marines. Oh, we did that before. Here we go. This is a Space Marine still.
Yeah, there's more Space Marines on the way. We're only going to show a little bit of this guy, but is a Volkite gun. Obviously, bolters and disintegrators are great, but Volkite is another one of the staples of the Horus Heresy. But who is carrying this one? We're not going to tell you who it is.
It's an Iron
but
Warrior.
Feel free to speculate away.
Do Iron
This is
Warriors have a
another Space Marine
Praetor
classic
yet?
on the way in the future.
Beautiful.
Did they get a Praetor
now,
yet?
As I said, it's not just Space Marines in the Horus Heresy, even though it's mostly Space Marines. Here's a look at something that's coming from the Forge Worlds, maybe Mars.
There we go. So, yes, this is a Mechanicum thingy of some sort. Not going to show you the whole model, but just in case.
Looks like some
you've
kind of
forgotten about
Mechanicum
the
sniper
Fleets
unit.
of Mars. Don't worry, there are more things on the way.
Absolutely, a little tease of something yet to come. And speaking of teasers yet to come, and so that the talons of the Emperor fans are not left out, behold, this is a beautiful Guardian spear for an Adeptus, a Legio, I beg your pardon, Custodes model. It's a new model, it's a plastic model, and that's all we're going to tell you.
That's true.
I'm quite excited though. I want the,
See, I knew they were due. I know they're due for a range
We just
refresh.
didn't want to
They got to
forget
give all the
absolutely.
resin stuff
And
plastics.
that is everything. We have shown you all of our things. We have previewed all of our previews, and we hope you've had a nice time.
Most importantly, Adam, have you picked your Legion?
That is a good question. If I'm honest, my T-shirt and my hazard stripe on my laptop are probably an indicator that my mind was at least partially made up.
Nah,
I believe
Magma, I'm not
go
gonna
for
assume that
Legion
yet.
and start some Iron
The fact
Warriors.
they're so
I think it'll
cagey
work
with
really nicely
releasing
with a
the
lot of
Custodes
coming out,
book,
you know,
even
that
though
sort
it's
of,
like, you know,
heavy
one of the
armor,
main
breaches,
armies, and they're releasing all the other main armies
Let us know
immediately,
in the chat if
tells
you
me
have,
they sent
picked
it
a
back to
Legion
the
for
editing
your,
room for
for the new
something.
edition of the Horus Heresy, and what colour you'll be painting your Saturn box set.
So, when this stream is done, if you are thirsty for more Warhammer entertainment, do not necessarily just leave. We'll be throwing the stream back to our colleagues over in the US who are currently at the Warhammer Open Dallas. There's going to be some incredible content there, including masterclass level painting from Golden Demon winning painters. So if you want to see how experts do it and sort of keep up the Warhammer action, then you'd be very welcome to hang around and stay. If you want to see anything again that you've seen here on the stream, well, you can just replay the stream, or you can head over to warhammercommunity.com. That's where all of the articles about all of these things will be. So you can watch the videos back. You can get a reminder of all the things that we've said. You can watch that amazing new cinematic trailer all over again. And we'll be updating that website with new articles over the coming weeks. So it really is the place to be. You can also engage with us on our socials. We've got Facebook and Instagram, and all of the videos will live on YouTube as well. So there is a great chance to go and relive all of this stuff, see your favorite things, get a close-up look at those pictures if we move them too fast, and really fill your boots. But for now, what remains for us to do is to thank everybody out there, all of you who have come and joined our stream, for spending some time with us.
Okay, that looks like
Hopefully
that's
you're as
basically
excited
it.
about the
Well,
new Horus Heresy Edition and Saturnine as we are. Thanks to Alex over in Question Corner, who has done a wonderful job of keeping us in line and answering your questions. Thank you, Eddie.
That's quite all right, Adam. I would have just been talking about Warhammer on my own if you hadn't come.
Exactly so. So we will leave you with one more look at that cinematic trailer. But for now, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Yeah, let's watch that again. Let's watch that again, because it was really cool.
I was there when he painted this.
oddity among his schematics and calculations. Yet, they seemed to help him. A way he could express the enormity of his plan. Not if the legions are successful. It depends on how deep the rot goes.
This is the Ash. This is the new Horus Heresy trailer.
The attack failed.
How many?
Half of the legions now stand with Horus.
You're surprised?
In the end, I suppose not. Do you wonder if they might be right? Many will sympathize with their rebellion.
I am the Emperor's spear. What I think doesn't matter.
What now, then?
We make ready for a war that may never end.
That is such a cool trailer. I mean, if anything, just for having Malcador, Malcador. Why am I blanking on the boss custode? Why am I blanking on his name right now? And Gentenia Kroll, I think her name is, the lead sister of Silence. Why am I blanking on his name? Valdor, Constantine Valdor. Thank you, see that. Sometimes I swear I have early onset dementia. All right, hold up, everyone. Hold up. Okay, so we're not done with the stream yet. We're just done with that part of the stream. We're going to be switching over to Darktide here in a minute, but I need to go AFK. So I'm going to set the stream to AFK. So I can set everything up, and then I will be back, and we're going to be playing Darktide with the guys. So yeah, I will be back soon. Hang on, everyone. All right, we are back, and we are back. We're slowly switching over to Darktide right now. We're waiting on two guests, CDAT and Psyche to show up. You said they would both make it. I'm gonna DM. Wait a minute.
Oh, CDAT's right there. One sec.
Oh, Psyche won't be able to make it. Okay, so we'll have CDAT along. Okie dokie.
By the
Hey,
way,
CDAT.
hey, what's going on? I thought my joke was rather funny when they said, you're going to see something Warhammer fans have never seen before, and I put a vagina.
Listen. Can relate, but not the way you're joking. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I'm firing up the dark titty.
All right, I'll be right back. Quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, we're just setting up. It's all good. Oh, Zeph, you want to join us? Like, hop on in. You can just hop on in. You got mod privileges.
Absolutely, come along, Zeph.
Yeah.
We so rarely get to play Darktide together.
Right? All right, so Zeph will be joining us. Okay. All right, I gotta wait for this to. Gotta wait for this to start up, and then I can do the game capture.
Oh no, I've got to patch Darktide.
I mean, you got that good internet though. It shouldn't take long.
Can you imagine if people in 30 and 40K novels talked like real life? I am the Emperor Spear. I know, Valdor. I was there when we made you. For love of God.
On God?
We get it. You've got a massive schlong. I get it, okay?
Emperor?
Yeah, fucking Malkador legit. Like, I told the Emperor the whole concept of transhuman warriors was superfluous. He didn't fucking listen. He's like, I know, Valdor, you never shut up about it. You never shut up about how you wanted the Primarchs to be half female either. We get it, Malkador. You have a muscle mommy fetish, okay?
Malkador the Simpleite.
Wait.
Fucking right.
Wait, see that? I just realized.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying the average Warhammer player could defeat the Witch King from Lord of the Rings?
No, I wouldn't say that they're a woman.
Well, no, not that. But like, here's the thing: you said that they've never seen a vagina, but everybody's seen at least one in their life. And if they have not seen one, then they are by definition a man not of woman born, like Macduff from Macbeth, which means that he can bypass the prophecy, which means that he can kill a Witch King.
That's too deep. That's some too deep level shit right there.
Ash, you put way too much thought into that, and it's kind of scary.
I was just gonna say, wow, man, it's Friday, man. You're gonna have to calm down, bro.
Also, Zeph, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello. I've been saying for years that the whole like I am no woman thing isn't near as clever as like, women cribbing off of Tolkien while insulting him for being an old white man think they are being, because like Tolkien was an English professor. He more than absolutely read like Macbeth and all the other plays by Yield Bard of England. It's like I don't expect him to have been completely original on it. The whole no man of woman born thing comes up in Macbeth, and Macbeth straight up tells Macbeth to his face, "I can kill you because I was born from a C-section."
Yeah. No, I was actually the whole haven't seen a vagina. Have you ever seen the old Saturday Night Live skit where William Shatner was on there? William Shatner was on Saturday Night Live.
No, I haven't. But do go
on. They do an entire skit about Shatner at a convention.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Hey, do you have any questions?" And one guy who's wearing, Spock ears, just like, in episode 27, you opened a safe. Could you tell us the combination you used? My friend said it was 27-14-3, and instead, I say it was 82-7-5.
Oh,
we just looked at him. He goes, "It was just a prop. It was just a prop." And then finally, he flips out and he goes, "All of you get a life," which is literally where
I actually have seen that. You jogged my memory.
Get a life. He points at one of them. You ever kiss a girl? No, none of you have. And then some guy comes up, whispers, "They're the ones paying for you to be here." And of course, that was the evil Captain Kirk from the alternate universe episodes. And they're all going, "Oh, yay!" Yeah, if you're looking to catch up on some uniforms in game, this is your wallet's going to really hurt this week in Dark Tide.
I'm actually pretty good on drip right now, but I will say I'm looking at the Soren Havarnis one for the guard. Like, I don't know what he's supposed to be, but he's like...
Oh, the new one? No, the new one looks nice. The new one looks really nice. You're talking about the Drop Trooper.
Yeah, the Drop Trooper.
Oh, by the way, Bo, confirmed you are a tourist. You didn't know who Valdor was.
Yeah, I lied to you all.
Doesn't know who the King in Yellow is.
See, that's the thing. When I was blanking on his name, that's what I wanted to call him. But I was like, no, that's not right.
I'm looking forward to when they finally post that new trailer. I want to go through it like frame by frame, and we should do like what's that called? EFAPs. Every frame a paw. Yeah, every frame a pause.
Yeah, I will say, because I brought up the Custodes thing. It's kind of weird how cagey they're being with the Custodes Liber, considering it's one of the base armies, but they're not releasing it with the others.
I think they're afraid of. I think they're afraid of Cavill.
Probably, yeah. Never piss off the guy who's writing your TV or who's working on TV shows. Okay, who all is in game right now?
I'm in.
All right. I will pull y'all in. Hold on. Okay, see Tato. Oh, there's Zeph.
Yeah, it takes a second to load because that's some pretty complicated shit there.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck to me how they're using a fucking what is it? It's a engine that's not in production anymore for both Helldiver, Vermintide, Darktide, and Helldivers all use the same engine.
Oh, the new missions, look for the inquisitorial eye down in the bottom right corner when you're selecting the mission. Those are the ones where we can destroy the skulls, and if you do the usual thing of hitting E or hitting tab and then hit E to go to special events, and it'll tell you how many you've killed.
Okay.
Or destroyed. There's skulls laying around, but there's also going to be shrines. If we can destroy the shrine, it's 250 skulls each.
Okay.
But it summons a boss.
Okay. Well, there's one with an Inquisition icon up right now. Want to dive in?
Tier 3? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I went into it 4, and man, I don't know if they stealth raised the difficulty again, but holy hell. We finished, but we were beat the hell up at the end.
Hey,
Just prove how bad I suck at this game.
I mean, to be fair, if you're fighting with randos, yeah, I get it. Also, hon, I don't know how to put it. I know how to put this. I'm going to be racist toward you.
One sec.
Yes, dear. Tato is famous to 7 people. That's all. That's right now. Yeah.
I will have you know, I'm at 6 concurrent viewers on Twitch, 16 on Facebook, and 230 on Twitter.
Oh, I take it back. About 250 people.
Yeah, about 250, 260, somewhere in that ballpark.
What about YouTube?
16 concurrent is YouTube.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, I get way more concurrent viewers on YouTube than Twitch. Like it's like I don't know. Twitch, it seems like it's hard to get discovered on Twitch and way easier on YouTube.
Well, it's because you're not showing enough leg.
Oh right, yeah. No,
If you play from a hot tub, duh.
Oh no, I've got to wear Phobos armor to show my abdominal and thigh fucking synthetic muscle undersuit off. Obviously.
Slut code.
Yeah, exactly. It's slut coded.
But yeah, they made it easy. The skulls glow green, so even I can find them.
Hold up, Ash is hanging back. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry. Was interacting with a dude who's going to like bring something to my house and install it.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you kids call it these days?
No, I'm getting a treadmill. But it's being
somewhere to hang your clothes. Okay. That's what most treadmills end up as, is just a place to hang your clothes.
Hey, what do you call the exercise device from Space Marines who've been interred in the sarcophagus? A treadmill! Kill me.
That's a... Fuck you.
No, I was playing with 3 people I knew and 1
skulls.
rando.
Oh.
Yeah, just go up and click E, or you can shoot them. My aim sucks so bad, I just pick them up. But yeah, look out for the altars. They're big, giant, green glowing things. Like I said, even I can find them, so...
There's a skull.
Right over here.
Yeah, there you go. Damn. Good eye, Ash. Melee works best on those.
Okay. I heard that snarl.
Yeah.
Up, there it is.
I feel like Boobs would like complain if like if he were playing with us.
Oh,
because I got the killing blow on there, and he'd be like, I had the elite thing and I didn't get the killing blow. That's horseshit.
I'm embracing on my ogre. I'm fully embracing the tank role. So I literally have the taunt, the shield, the whole 9 yards. I don't even care if I kill one.
Yeah, I can't
My
wait.
job is to keep you guys alive.
Man, I can't legit. I can't wait for the Arbites class. That's gonna be so cool.
Oh, it's just gonna be entire parties of Arbites, man.
Yeah, like when Death Knights came out in fucking Wrath of the
Oh God, yes.
Wrath of the Lich King.
Yes.
Like legit, all you found was Death Knights.
Running through the hills, picking plants because they were inscribers too.
Yep. Yeah, that was me. I went inscription, and then Blizzard broke it every expansion for multiple expansions.
They didn't know what to fucking do with it. Like they basically be like, oh yeah, let's have inscription and make it like relevant to your spec. And also like each like thing is a one and done, so you have to like buy new ones if you respec. And then people were like, I don't want to have to do that, they're expensive. And they were like, okay, fine, you like once learned, you can always have it.
Okay, Bo, that worked out really well, by the way.
Buffing in the middle of the fart cloud?
Well, not just that, but I also spun that mauler around, and you just fucking butt raped him with your bolt gun.
He loved it. He loved it. Whoa!
Hey, that's my job here, man. Tanking. There's another altar ahead. I'm sorry, Ash. I just thought it was like, oh my God, we didn't even plan that. It worked.
That's okay.
I'm looking for skulls.
An inscriber was about as useful to me at one point as archaeology.
So not at all.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, I made a lot of money off that in Wrath of the Lich King, and then they broke it in Cataclysm, and it was like, well, I'm fucked.
One thing I always found kind of irritating about it is that like Blizzard made it kind of pretty clear that like it's one difference between say like WoW and Final Fantasy XIV. Is that like the crafting in Final Fantasy 14 in the in-between like content tier patches, they'll release basically armors that are as good as like, you know, stuff released kind of like out of the baseline you know, versions of the raids. So if you like, you can just buy gear. It's not like the cutting edge shit, but it is good shit, and you can you know, slap lots of materia into it.
It'll keep you competitive without having to literally no life the raids, basically.
Yeah. But WoW, I remember reading somewhere is that they very explicitly had like the mentality that crafting professions would be filler, and you should get everything else from raids and quests.
Oh, I'll get that.
And like, they've never really broken from that because, like, short of alchemy and cooking, crafted armor never was really meant to be like competitive with what you could get in raids, and anything else was like kind of superfluous for that because they didn't want it relied on. But like, the end result is that you have professions that won't make a whole lot of money past a certain point for one reason or another.
Like, that's kind of why, if I want to get back into WoW, I want it to be, the, what do you call it? The Classic Plus version of that, Ascension thing. Because,
yeah, where it actually matters.
Yeah, because they want to make crafting something you can actually gear up through purely. You know, if you have the means to do so. Yeah, it seems like...
Ammo over there. Ammo if anybody needs it.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm swinging.
Oh, I'm almost out of ammo.
You don't use ammo.
Yes, but my beloved believes in DACA.
And the God Emperor be like, look, I'm just saying. Gork and Mork, they got a point. All right.
Yeah, my beloved keeps telling me, like, yo, pistol, like, yo, I should go around like shooting people with a pistol. He's not exactly that big fan of the Force staff. But I keep telling him everything must burn.
My boyfriend's a psychopath. You know what? I roll with it, okay? Because you know,
You're into that.
I mean, listen, I do like Black Templars. They like burning things.
I figure you'd be more of a Salamander fan.
Well, you see, I'm not a nice person, so yeah. That's the difference. Oh. Gotcha.
Thanks.
I'm going back a little bit for a skull. Got it. I do apologize if I'm not reading chat, trying to lock in for, you know, the purging.
It's gonna be like, okay, well, let's play some Dark Tide. We have an Arbites. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, by the way, the skulls show up in the boxes too.
Yeah. Yep. They show up everywhere.
Well, what are we doing with skulls in such quantities?
We're gonna make a throne. We're gonna make a throne out of them.
But why skulls?
A rat's anus. And if we were fighting an army marching under the banner of a rat's anus, I'd feel better.
Every time we kill something trailing us, it drops a skull, and I have to run back a little bit more, because it's just like, ooh, piece of candy, you know? Alright, let me check. Is there a skull? There's a skull. Man, I can't wait to get the new computer next month and play this, like, stream this in 4K without issues.
Where are you getting to build it?
I'm gonna get it from Ironside. They made my current PC, and it's been an absolute trooper ever since I got it.
Okay, because like I'd be like, I was like minorly worried. It was like, I hope he's getting it from somebody, someplace reputable, because I'd feel like crushed if he got fleeced or some fucking shit.
Crazy Bob's Computer Shop.
Oh God, no. You know, I got the last one from Ironside. This one I'm currently using. It's a really good computer. Well, for its time, obviously. But like I said, well made, good parts, never steered me wrong. So I'm going with them again.
This stream brought to you by Ironside.
I'm not sponsored I'm not sponsored by Ironside, YouTube. I'm just saying they do good shit.
This stream brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, the most ambitious MMO
Oh
of
my
its
God,
time.
it's not. I'm not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends either.
Brought to you by Starford.
The fuck is
Brought to you by.
The fuck is
brought to you by
Starforge?
Bad Dragon.
Real.
I mean, nice cape. I could see Marshal Rykard Bohemond going to town on on a Nurglite Bad Dragon sculpt.
I'm going to kill you for this. You know that, right?
Get that sloppy tentacle dildo up there.
Shut the fuck up.
The rigid or the flexible?
Stop encouraging him.
Wait, see that? How do you know about firmness, qualities of dildos?
Hey, this ain't my first rodeo. You don't know what I've been through.
Don't ask, don't tell, homie.
Amos moment. You don't know what my life's been like.
Oh yeah, you ever seen that? It's like Amos from The Expanse, just knowing how to walk in heels somehow.
I mean, technically, I know how to walk in heels. So.
Oh, boss. Oh, he knocked me out of my super, that cunt.
I don't know who keeps one-shotting that thing, but thank you.
Well, I'm spraying it with a fully leveled boulder.
There's a shrine over here.
Oh, there is? Where? Oh, by Zeph. Okay.
Ah! Ow.
Okay, yeah, shrine over here.
So there's always 3.
Oh, this is the third one then.
Yep. So you should have at least 750, which might put you into the first tier.
Whoa! Nope! Back, demon! Where the? I can't see where. Oh, there it is.
Oh, he's got me. Tear into him, kids.
Whoa!
Yeah, that was just chaos.
Ow.
Joke made.
I get it. It's chaos.
Oh, didn't get to him in time.
Tato's a little beat. Oh, there's a bunch of flamers coming.
A bunch of flamers coming. That sounds a little...
Well, other than me and Ash, Other than me and Ash.
We've already got 2 flamers in this party. That's enough. I wasn't judging you, Zeph,
No,
I don't know your life story.
Well,
He was in the army.
Well,
that
okay.
explains everything.
Okay, well, I mean, okay, Zeph's life story. He watched this one loser on stream promise he'd play Fire Warrior if he got affiliate, and then it happened, and then he became both a Discord and a stream moderator.
So we basically have tormented you twice over that game.
Yes. Yeah, back before you started, you met me. See that? I'd tried it at least playing at least once, because that was my. If I reach Twitch affiliate, I will play it. Because I didn't think I would actually reach affiliate, and then it happened, and then I tortured myself for at least 2 streams. I still have not beaten it on stream.
He was so mad.
Yeah. Where the fuck are we supposed? Oh, hold on. Over there.
This way. This way.
Yeah, we're getting skulls. Somebody.
Well by myself.
Somebody picked up the book.
That was my idiot. Yeah, I picked up the book.
It's the waiting I don't like. They're out there watching me.
Who's hungry?
This is correct. Is it? Safety in numbers, folks. Group up.
Why is there such a degenerate creature in this voice chat? Well, there's 4 of us, dude. You're not narrowing it down.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be a little more specific. You have the gay couple, you have Zeph, and then you have me, probably the most degenerate of them all. So,
I mean, to be fair, yeah, you've probably done a lot more, than any of us, just from the world travels and all that.
Statute of limitations. Statute of limitations.
My special forces handler says I'm not allowed to bring that up.
My psychiatrist and my lawyer agreed. Not a good idea. Damn it, Ash!
Oh, okay, well, you didn't look. Okay, but see that? Did you die though?
Don't. I literally had those Velcro tabs you can like put on hats. I've literally got one on the back of my hat that I wear to the gym that says, "But did you die?" And everybody just starts laughing.
But did you die though?
Because somebody starts whining, that really hurt, but did you die?
Why do people keep doing the humans are unironically the bad guys, the Eldar? Because it's a bunch of edgy Reddit nihilists, Reggie Edit woke nihilists who think, Reggie Edit woke nihilists.
Yeah, we do Reg Edit here.
but anyway, who think that
you think you just joined the stream or something?
They who think that every time humanity is in something, they're the bad guys because they hate their own, because they're unironically people who hate their own species in real life. They were the kind of people who during here's Amozef. They were the kind of people who before COVID were saying we need a new plague or Thanos was right.
I always find that. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, please go ahead.
I always find the whole I think the term is misanthropism. For hating humanity. I always find it the weakest shit ever.
Watch out!
It's always what?
I thought I hit a thing. I did.
But anyway, it's okay, remember that bit from Family Guy where Peter helps Death put the moves on a chick that he's into, and Death's on a fucking on a date with her, and she starts talking about how she likes animals because humans animals don't kill each other, and he's they do so all the time, and she's but not with nuclear arms. You can't hug your children with nuclear arms. That's misanthropes. Every last misanthrope is basically of that mindset of humanity sucks because animals are better. But it's always in this really twee perspective of animals. And it's always with this idea that humans are unique for killing each other, even though you can find several examples, even within the great ape families of them killing each other.
I live in a state where we're not even the peak of the fucking food chain.
Yeah. And it's basically they hate humanity because they think humanity is qualitatively worse than anything in existence. But then you take into consideration we have no other benchmark than ourselves, and therefore it's somebody being depressively cynical about themselves and deciding that there's some sort of objective evil within mankind.
Yeah.
It's I'm sorry, no, it don't work that way. And wait, aren't you an atheist? I thought you didn't believe in objective evils.
Well, of course they do when it's convenient for their argument.
It's like I keep saying when it comes down to atheism being an individualistic faith, because a lot of people just fill in for religion with something else because they left out of spite.
There's a hole in your heart that has, and if you don't fill it with something.
Oh, all right, you want to dance, boy? Let's go. There. I've got the scanning under control, so you guys just murder, okay?
Okay. You know, it's one of the reasons why I say, like, cults of personality take off so well, unfortunately, is because people want to, like, fill something in themselves with really anything, and they'll take, like, Jared Leto on a fucking island, for instance.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, Jared Leto actually had, like, a cult for his groupies, you know, on an island.
The one that always gets me is the people that are like, well, you know, well, the Imperium, to go back to the original point, the Imperium is bad. Why? Well, I mean, they have to go around constantly in a state of war. Well, why do they have to constantly be in a state of war?
Well, they're just...
Well, don't you know? I'm asking you. Why do they have to, why are they always at war?
I legitimately think it's funny that people who are like, well, the Imperium are just mean. They should stop being mean. And it's like, well, maybe if all the aliens that want to kill them because they hate them, all the demons and shit would just, maybe if they would stop, yeah, sure. And people always bring up like, oh, the Interrex. It's like, okay, but the Interrex got along with the Imperium. It was Erebus that fucked all that up. And that
reminds me of... Oh, go ahead.
And then they'll be... But the Tau, it's like... The Tau literally shot first. The Tau attacked human worlds with the intent to forcibly conscript all of humanity. What they didn't realize was humanity was not just a couple of worlds, but a huge galaxy-spanning empire.
And the Eldar... The Emperor. Yeah, the Eldar, literally in Dawn of War 2, what's her name... Uthwi or whatever, she said, we will sacrifice entire human worlds to save one craft world.
Yep.
No, didn't they say one Eldari?
Maybe it was one Eldari.
Yeah,
I can't remember. It was one Eldari, one craft world.
It is entire human worlds for a single Eldar, and they do that. The Eldar will literally purge all human life from a world, based on the idea that maybe one day an Eldar will walk on that world. Oh shit. Thanks. Okay, you're good. And I will point out, remember, the Eldar were among the species who attacked humanity first when the Age of Strife kicked off.
What cracks me up is they're like, well, they're constantly at war. And I'm like, okay, so the other races aren't? Of course they are.
Well, I mean, a thing to keep in mind is that, you know, the Eldar are very much the kings of self-fulfilling prophecy. They cause and continue to cause all of their own problems. And I can tell somebody at GW read Dune, because it's half the Eldar's problem. They're so fixated on seeing the future that they don't live in the present. So they'll see a future, they'll try to plan around that future, rather than, you know, try to avert it. And it's the same thing that happens in fucking Dune with, you know, Leto II trying to, you know, get humanity out of stagnation that they've been brought into through the use of prescience.
I mean, that's not even like a totally unique concept. Like, if you look at Greek mythology, the gods of Greek mythology routinely try to avoid a prophecy and then proceed to cause the prophecy to turn out true. Like, that's literally how, like, the Olympians wound up on Olympus, was that, like, I think it was, like, their father, was it Uranus?
Yes,
Cronus. Basically, like, received a prophecy or some shit like that his, like, children would try to overthrow him. So he began eating them. Hey, guess what happens when you fucking, like, do shit like that? They overthrow you. You played yourself. You know, the self-fulfilling prophecy is so common in Greek tragedies.
So, like I said, so the Imperium's always at war, but so are all the other races, the Tau, the Eldar. Well, we're not going to talk about the Orcs. I mean, the Orcs are kind of given.
At least the Orcs are fucking honest about it.
But my point is why is it okay for them to be at war constantly, but not the Imperium?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they could be better, don't you know that?
I fucking...
You know
it's kind of germane.
Man, you know what I need to find? I need to find it and post it on the Discord. I'll probably post it on fucking Twitter, too. Fuck it. It's this old fucking thread on 4chan about Mary Sue visits the Warhammer 40k universe and starts to fix it.
Oh, fuck that, yeah.
That's a classic.
I don't know. Game locked up and crashed.
Dark Tide Experience.
Yeah.
Do you want to wait at the exit for Ash to come back?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Just hoping somebody doesn't join in on you before I get back.
Oh, yeah, everybody down.
But yeah, I remember when I was in college, I was in like a history class about World War II. And we would occasionally have these like roundtable discussions where we talk about an article we had to read. I never read the article, so I just bullshitted my involvement. Classic college experience. But anyways, the subject of was like, the bombing of of Japan, justified or something to that. Like it was something spicy like that. And we're like in this discussion, and like I was towards the end of my like college experience at that point, but I was dealing with people who were like a few years younger than me. There's like this girl who I ended up like almost just sort of debating in it, because she was like, I don't think it was justified because like, these reasons. I'm like, well, here's the thing. When you really get down to it, neither bombing combined caused a death toll more than like the the Tokyo bombings, which let's see, the Tokyo bombings, and just walking away from that would have been just next to impossible. What? Okay, yeah, there we go. Next to impossible, because it would have been an armed conflict, and this chick was like, why couldn't they have just left though? It's like, you can't just leave a hostile people who are still hostile, still armed, to lick their wounds and then like come at you again. You have to
why not ask, why didn't Japan just surrender then?
Yeah. And people would be all like, but they did.
Oh,
and
Ash
it's
is
like,
back.
no, they tried to
Yes, after they got
a
nuked.
conditional one.
Yeah. Everybody into the elevator. Ash is back.
They tried twice, but like the first time was like them trying to have their cake and eat it too, where they were like, "Oh well, we quit the field, but we want to like still have our autonomy." It's like, your autonomy is how you got us here, so.
Man, Zeph, you've really dripped up since last I've seen you. It's a nice outfit.
Yeah, thank you. Commissar build.
Yep.
I bet I got none of the progress for the skulls.
I mean, you didn't really. I mean, you were able to get right back in, so you probably didn't lose progress.
Okay, I got kicked from a group, DC'd from group, and I got all the progress. So.
I just got crashed again. 1 sec.
Wow.
Jesus.
I don't know what's going on. Let's try. Oh yeah, let me real quick do the old set it to start in admin.
Oh, were you?
That's what I have to do with Discord.
Oh wait, were you using? Wait, no, hold on. The update would have shut all your mods down.
I have no mods.
Yeah.
What did you say, Zap?
That's what I have to do with Discord. I have to run it in admin.
Yeah, I run everything in admin at this point.
So yeah, I have no mods on.
The cybersecurity guy in me is like, but I get it.
Yeah, it's half the stuff isn't running right anymore. So
no, it's true, and like, well, that's what happened with. So I play a lot of Marvel Rivals, and you have to have admin turned on in Discord, or it won't, or you can't use PTT.
Yeah, that's the way mine is. PTT will not work unless you're running admin.
PTT?
Push to talk.
Push to talk.
You know what? One of a lot of the Call of Duties were like that, actually.
He said duty.
Man, some of these outfits are great.
Telling you, watch your wallet, man. The drip monster will get you.
Yeah, this Junius Lucanus Barquette, man. Looks like a rogue trader.
I clicked on that, and this is how bad I am. I'm like, oh man, let's see what there is. Owned. Son of a bitch.
Man,
I owned all of them.
That skin for the bolt pistol looks awesome. It's the red one.
We've lost him, guys.
It's too late.
It's too late for me.
Save yourselves.
You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking at the Enlightened Reading backpack.
Oh,
yeah,
just
dude.
the books with the. Oh, yours are tied together. The Ogren has one. The rope goes through the books. Literally punched holes in the books and put the rope through it.
It is just holding pictures. It's fine. Can still read.
Can still see pictures. Not a problem. What is issue? Shouty man sometimes read books, but voice give me headache.
Let's try a different avenue because that's also not working. One thing, okay, so I got this game recently called Pacific Drive, and I initially had this issue with it where it was giving me the biggest shit for I'd get to the end of more or less the tutorial level, and then then the game would just crash, and I'd have to restart the tutorial level because it didn't autosave or anything like that. A lot of people found that what fixed it was to go into Steam and put -DX11 in the
you're telling to run DirectX 11,
yeah, which apparently works because DirectX 12 for some reason has problems. I don't know why.
Very, very typical. They're just telling you to work on a more stable version.
Yeah. Let's try that.
Man, I'm tempted to get that. It looks like a Palanite Enforcer outfit.
Oh, it is. It is one. It is Palatine Enforcers from Necromunda.
I love that look.
Oh wait, no, oh fuck! I just realized I'm gonna have no fucking drip for the Space Cops when they come out. Our BDs. I didn't like having money anyway.
Just get you in trouble.
Yeah.
What were you saying, C-Dap?
I don't even remember now.
I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Yeah, the Ogren one. I'll put the Ogren one on, the Palatine Enforcer. I usually run around in a game if I'm with randos, just screaming into the mic, "I am Space Marine!" Till they mute me.
What kind of loser would mute you for that? Look at him, Ogren bro, living his best life, you know?
There are people that are really
are in there.
Yeah.
There are people that are really freaked out by voice chat. You say something in voice and they almost panic on you.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I get freaked out by voice chat. That's just because I'm antisocial.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very millennial and younger thing.
Oh yeah.
I had to get over that when I started.
I think they're afraid of the lobby. You know, you remember the old Call of Duty lobbies?
Well, I actually think they're more afraid of getting shellacked by the fucking by any kind of automatic moderation in the lobbies, like that too. Because I mean,
oh yeah, Ixo. Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead. Oh, what was Ixo saying?
Oh, just he's talking about Prime Gaming. So if you guys haven't, and you have Prime, check out what you can get on games for there. And a lot of times they'll have free stuff for GOG, which is a really good gaming platform.
Yeah, I like GOG.
And so just do y'all's a favor if you haven't bought that stuff yet. Of course, I've bought most of the things I wanted from there anyways.
All right, Ash is with us once more.
Yeah.
He is with us in spirit.
It's almost like you can still hear him.
I also tried closing down Brave while I'm running this.
Might be a good idea.
Probably because you have 27 tabs open. We know you.
Yeah. Han, by the way, check your progress on the event. Hit E. You'll be able to see it. If you complete the first tier, you got credit.
I'm pretty sure you bound E or you bound something else to E. So thank you.
That wasn't. You hit tab.
Oh, tab. My bad. I don't know why I said. Listen, I don't know why I said E because it is actually tab for me. E.
Yeah, we got 750 skulls. Did you get it, Ash?
Oh, I got 750 skulls. Yes. Okay. Thank God.
Okay.
Sweet.
There are currently no there's no Inquisition icons up. Oh, wait, there is, but there's one. It's level 4.
Yeah, we could give it a shot.
I mean, if y'all want to give it a try.
Like I said, I don't know why the jump from 3 to 4 is insane.
Yeah, it really is.
Let me see. about switching to shock. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Hold on,
That
I'm
allows me a
about
lot
to
more.
buy- Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That allows me a lot more crowd control because I got the zappy.
Okay. Right then. We're going to try this level 4. If we get myrtleated, don't be upset.
Yeah, like I said, when we did it was me, Marzana, and I think Kynes and one rando.
Dr. Kynes.
I am Space Marine.
I mentioned it before. But actually, I'm gonna give a shout out to Pacific Drive for you see that because it's actually a pretty decent game from what I've played of it.
It's like some kind of. It looks like
I have it on my list, and then I don't get it, and then I have it on my list.
It looks like it's got stalker vibes, but you're driving instead of walking.
Yeah, you're basically like your whole gist is that you're in. I'm not even
Zeph?
sure.
Oh, he had to put it on. Yeah,
I had to. I'm sorry.
It's cool. It's cool.
Like you're in the Olympic Peninsula. I'm not sure if that's an actual place.
You look like me.
And it basically, like, somebody did, experiments there that caused it to become like the zone where there are areas of the. Please don't crash on. Oh, God damn it!
You can't. Sorry.
It's okay. Let me.
We'll wait for
Look, see that? We're a cop duo, like Turner and Hooch.
You are what is Hooch? You are watching TV on sleeve. You thought I wouldn't see, but.
Okay. Listen, I will settle this debate before it gets started. CDAT's Turner, Zeph is Hooch.
Definitely true.
Yes, I've seen that movie, by the way.
You're old.
Yeah, a long ass time ago,
old,
but I have seen it. Oh yeah, I'm 42. I'm basically dead. I'm dead already.
So old.
Yeah,
wait,
your gym is going off for Logan's Run, bro.
He's like, why so old? Go back to your family.
Did I get that reference? Zeph, I hate you for that.
Oh, dude. I instantly age myself when I say that, but my family loved that movie, so they made me watch it.
Oh yeah. No, it's always from the I think it was the first Despicable Me movie. He goes to the inventor guy and he goes, I said a dozen cookie why are you so old?
Yep.
Because he did boogie robots, which I thought were much. That and the fart gun. The fart gun was my favorite.
By the way, I heard the why are you so old? Go back to your family.
Yeah, for fucking Smiling Friends.
Yeah, Smiling Friends, dude. Boobs wins on that one. He convinced me.
And nothing matters because we're all just gonna die one day. Hey, no, please don't kill me, please, I don't want to die. Every nihilist ever.
Give me a moment because I am actually able to load into your thing. But if it's gonna be, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna lower the stuff.
Our bot's losing his shit over here. He's just running back and forth going, do I just kill myself rather than go with these people?
Hey, you know who you're reminding me of right now? Remember Gladiator? Oh, Ash is back.
Yeah, give me a moment.
Yeah, remember Gladiator? That one guy who was like shackled to the Germanian dude, and he's just like,
he's pissed himself.
He's pissed himself when the fighting starts. He's just screaming in fear, and then he gets killed instantly. That was that bot, like waiting to go in,
Little man, why are they not dressed like us? They're not part of the team.
Listen, I don't need to wear the Enforcer's garb. I have the Emperor on my side.
You have side shave haircut. You are I don't want to say this, but you like girl, yes?
Okay, let's see if this
modern day pro tag.
Fine, I'll jump off a cliff. I'm just kidding.
I turned off like ray tracing and a bunch of things.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Listen. Even when I've got the new computer, I'm not turning ray tracing on. Fuck that noise.
What was it? A game that just came out where you can't shut it off?
I don't. Doom, the new Doom game.
It might have been new Doom. Yeah, you can't shut it off. And it's like, but
Yeah, fucking PC Master Race is like slobbering the knobber of it and being like, why is people complaining about it? Stop complaining about it.
Hey, because maybe some people...
Boobs likes it.
Well, well, Boobs likes a lot of things, but, you know, look, maybe some people don't want to cook a fucking egg on their computer, okay?
Boobs is of the level of ADHD that jangling keys in front of him, if they're sufficiently shiny, would be entertaining.
Well,
love you, buddy.
He's also big. he's also big on the modern Doom games, though. So
I mean,
he liked Eternal.
Of course he'd liked Eternal. That's all I need to hear. Literally not a Doom game.
Well, even I liked 2016, but even that it's in some ways it's closer to a Quake game.
Yeah. Listen, I'm of the opinion that I've just reached the point where Doom canon is Doom, well, Ultimate Doom, Doom 2, and Doom 64.
I liked 3.
Listen, I don't hate 3 either. I just think I just like the continuous, themes of we just lost Ash again.
Yeah, I'm gonna try doing some harder stuff, so expect me to just be vibing here while I do things like verify my files and
I'm
shit.
sorry, honey.
I don't know why it's doing this.
Shut the porn off.
Turn off Rule 34.
Ow! All right, I've got that perk where I slowly gain health back. Uh-oh. Nope. Nope.
It's annoying too because I was playing it fine for the better part of an hour.
Oh, no.
What
maybe something in the new maybe something in the new update because you did just update.
Yeah.
Fire.
I hate to say you might have to verify your files too. There's a reason every time you update. The reason every time you update this game, it says, "Would you like to verify?"
I haven't verified my files in so fucking long with this game. It's like, no, fuck off. I just want to kill heretics. Is that too much to ask?
Bo, med station.
Hey, Grimoire? Yes, no?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Okay.
Can't afford the health loss.
I healed my meat. Okay, I'm good.
I thought that was Ash was.
Well, listen, Ash can't stitch my ripped off flesh back on. Okay, I need medication for that.
He healed his flaps.
Well, I killed that dog instantly. Oh fuck! I gotta reload.
Have they said what kind of class the Arbites will be?
Its own.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I meant what will its play style be?
It'll have ranged or melee options. It looks like it's going to be a very offensive focused class.
It's also a buffer.
Yeah. Well, actually, really, now that I think about it, since they did the talent system revamp for this, they haven't been really doing fixed roles per class. Everyone's got a buff spec, everyone's got a damage spec or a tank. I think it's there's no tank spec for guardsmen and there's no buff spec for Oghren, but that's really it.
Did you picture an Oghren as buff spec?
He likes to say uplifting, motivating things to keep the team going.
You are all friends.
First of all, fart cloud. Second of all, shrine. Okay, you're gonna have a big ugly coming in any second now. There he is.
Also, once this is finished validating, I will be dropping out just for a moment to restart my computer so I can see if that will also
Oh,
help.
got me.
Oh shit! Coming back.
Don't worry, the Tots Flamer cleared it.
What a nice guy. Ow. Oh, there's a toxic bomber somewhere.
Yeah, that piece of shit. That was not one of my favorite additions to this game.
With those fucking fart clouds.
I mean, it is appropriate for Nurgle though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
I shot that sniper square in the head. Ammo if somebody needs it.
I'll take it.
There's been a bug, and it's been the past 2 updates, that the snipers are shooting through walls. Just fair warning.
Hey, how you doing?
We ran into a sniper gauntlet.
Oh, God.
It literally just wiped the whole party, and they were shooting right through the walls. We couldn't get to them.
Oh, let me get those grenades. I used all my grenades back there. Wait, oh, I'm not using the healing. Somebody else might do that. Zeph, heal up. What are you doing?
Oh, I was just grabbing skulls.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is the skull celebration.
Are you gonna skull fuck them?
Every time I hear you go, I just think of Hades.
Well, listen, Hades was a whole vibe. I like how, at least with this... Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, crap.
Anyway, I like how, at least with this zealot voice, they're just not racist against the Ogryn, just because it's like, everybody loves Ogryns.
Zeph, did I just save you twice in a row?
Yes.
Because I know I got you up from the... No, that was just really cool. I got you up from the net. And then that frickin' muty bastard grabbed you, and I axed him in the back of the head. And
Yeah, I got back to back. That's what I was like, oh, great.
Hey,
oh, Trapper got me.
On it. By the way, the term is twist.
It's a charger.
Yeah, but remember, you're only allowed to call a twist a twist if you're a twist.
Oh yeah, I keep
right.
forgetting that scene in the frickin' books. I guess because it was the first series I read when I got back in.
Mm-hmm.
I need to reread it, I guess.
I mean, I'll
No,
No, go ahead. Whoa.
Well, now I want to re-listen to the entire Horus Heresy, including Siege of Terra, because that thing today I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Wait, where's the? Oh, it's through here. Okay. Ow! Holy shit.
It figures that, like, I'd get back into the game just as I see somebody join your party there was a bot for so long.
I'm sorry, hon. I'm so sorry.
This game will probably crash on me at some point in the next, 5 minutes anyway, so it is what it is.
I'm really sorry, honey.
That's fine. I will
if he loved you, Ash, he'd send you his new computer.
Ash just got a new computer.
Yeah, I did.
Ash has a... Oh. Yeah, Ash...
I actually don't...
Ash has a newer computer than me.
Oh, I was just trying to give you a hard time.
I know. It was working.
I helped Ash pick it up, that's why I know.
Just started watching 8th MS Team. Oh, ow, hi. You started watching 8th MS Team? Yeah, that's a good one.
I still find it funny. So, Bo puts that on, and I experience, an immediate blast from the past. He's like, okay, up until fairly recently in my life, the only Gundam I'd really experienced was Gundam Seed when it was being aired on TV here, and I kind of just tuned into it because it was something to watch.
Zeph's down there now, let's go.
Double O Gundam, because, Bo loves it, but also Gundam Wing. A little bit of 0083, but it was so, Bo tried to present that to me, but because it was like in the UC timeline in like a random spot, like relative to like the beginning, I had no context, and I honestly, no offense at the time, honey, I just wasn't that interested.
I fully admit I introduced you to it all wrong.
Easy keys. Well,
Hey, have you ever seen G Gundam, Ash?
I have not.
Oh man,
That is on the list.
Brian.
Oh, where? No, I see it. Right here.
But like, fucking getting back to it, like, my sister, when I was like younger, would just kind of like acquire like anime tracks and have them on her playlist. So I need to be understood. I never watched 8th MS Team. What I did hear was the fucking intro to it blasting all the time through my house. Back in the days when like people didn't do headphones much for
That's
their
it for
computer.
me.
Sorry, dude.
No, it's okay. The rando was just ignored me.
I wouldn't have ignored you, that bitch.
Fuck him up. He's pinned against the wall. Okay. Oh god, I'm gonna burn. Oh, I just narrowly didn't die. Oh no. Ow. I got shot. Ow, oh my! I was still in the fire.
Oh god.
I'm still in the fire. Oh my god. I don't want to die again.
Watch us not get
there were
saved by this guy.
there were 3 of them. That's why we couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, I know.
There was
that was
3 fucking
flamers. Okay.
Yeah, I got hit by a fatal fun of flamethrowers. That was awful.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what almost got us. They were literally just chucking grenades onto each other.
Okay, Zeph, where are you relative to us?
I am above y'all if you keep your Tato's head in the right way.
Okay, so into the next
on the
area.
elevator.
I'm just getting some
I'm
skulls.
hearing a witch too, by the way.
Slide.
Oh boy.
Okay.
This is going to be fun.
Yep, I hear him.
I don't see her, but
Yeah, we hear.
Oh, wait.
Oh, there she is. Straight ahead.
Yeah,
As long as Rando doesn't. Okay, Rando's going up the fucking steps, so he's got
okay. He's doing good.
I've got 2 gunners
that
on
was
me.
bullshit. That fucking trapper, literally, I hit it and ignored the hit. And
I saw that. That was bull. That was actual bull. Why do I hear boss music? Oh, Beast of Nurgle.
I wanna be your beast of Nurgle.
Yeah, what was it like? Yeah, before all the crashing. Fucking Pacific Drive's actually really been fun. Like, the whole gist of it is it's kind of like borderline an extraction game where you'll like go into areas of quote-unquote stability, collect resources, craft improvements for your car, go to like go to further areas within the zone. It's been neat so far.
Oh, found
a little bit foreboding.
Found a shrine.
Oh god damn it!
They
fucking trappers.
I gotcha.
Oh, about Gundam, Chanka?
Whoa.
Or about Pacific Drive.
Yeah, we got that big guy gonna be coming.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go down as soon as he shows up. So.
Yep, on.
But yeah, what I was saying was that like, despite not being really into Gundam, like, in my younger years, my sister would blast this one song throughout the house all the time. And then like Bo puts on 8th MS Team for us, and I'm like, wait, this is where that fucking song is from?
Yeah, it turned out it was the 8th MS Team intro. I mean, I am almost tapped.
We got way lucky on that.
Oh, here we go.
one.
I got an ammo box. There's also an ammo bag there.
I grabbed the ammo bag. Shut up, Seth. Woo, man, a good fart's gonna kill me right now. Oh, shut up.
Mean. Rude. Rude dude.
I shoot you with gun or I hit you with other gun. You want it with other gun, little lady?
Okay, heal up, seriously.
Woo! That was scary.
I'm gonna
ray tracing is I never barely noticed any difference for like having it on, so it's like why
That's been most of that shit.
I was gonna say I think ray tracing is like the gold-tipped wires of video gaming. You know, oh
yeah,
man,
it's
24
theoretically
karat
better,
gold.
but nobody fucking notices.
Somebody once told me it only works if you have everything else turned on.
Well, you're only
you
as
literally
good as
have
your
to
weakest
max it
thing.
out. Yeah.
Oh, no.
What are you doing way up there?
Trying to get the objective. I can't kill him fast enough.
That's a stupid thing. Why do I play an Ogren? Because as soon as I see somebody in trouble, I will stupidly charge right in.
Feel free to go pop that zit.
I am Space Marine! Bo's like, I see why people ban you.
Shut up. I think it's funny. It's like, oh.
Jesus Christ, come on! That's got to be about the 10th time this run.
They know you're the biggest threat.
Well, I don't know about that. Biggest
Those
target.
Literally
enticing.
Yeah, literally
It's
literally the biggest.
They'd be all like, "Damn!" They feel like those guys from that fucking animation that became a meme a few years back.
Which
one?
one?
The guy walking down the street with the giant ass. He's black, and then like a fucking comet tail of dudes start following him.
I hate that video so much. I don't know what it is. Just something in it elicits physical anger.
Have you seen the full video?
You want his ass.
Yes,
That's
of
why.
course I've seen it. Ash has shown it to me multiple times. And
So,
not to mention memes based on it, so yeah.
So like the artist behind it made it back like in 2016 or something like that, and it kind of just like blew up like last year or thereabouts for like reasons untold. But even by then, that artist had like long since like stopped producing porn. His whole thing was like gay porn, but in like a vintage like 1950s era.
Ow!
Everybody wore long socks and masks.
Zoot suits and shit.
Yeah, like that sort of shit.
Well, that's it for me.
Oh no, we lost it. Zeph really is the guardsman of the group. He keeps dying. It's a disposability joke. I'm not saying you're bad at the game.
Look, Hades wants his bride back, so he keeps bringing Persephone back.
God damn it. With those damn pomegranate seeds. Fuck.
But they're just so tasty. Oh, you're down.
Oh, wait. Zeph's right down there.
Who cracks open a pomegranate for the fuck? Well, okay, I guess technically the seeds are all that are inside of fucking pomegranate.
Yeah, it's like 99% seed.
There's such a like I've had pomegranate. They taste decent, but the effort is not worth it. I'd rather just buy like pre-bottled pomegranate juice if I'm going to have
I
pomegranate.
was just gonna say, I see that all over there. That pomegranate juice, and I'm like, what does it taste like?
It's okay. It's fruit juice. It's not bad. It's like, you know, there's nothing really to say about it. Like, if you like fruit juice, you'll like pomegranate. But like, their seeds are kind of like mini grapes. You know, you kind of put them in your mouth and pop them with your tongue, and there's just not much to them. It's a lot of work or skill for like just one little fruit full of those things, be it pomegranates, like require a little bit of work so that they don't like rupture and explode all over the place. You cannot just pull them apart like you can an orange or an apple for that matter, if you know how.
I'm gonna be dropping the ammo at the console up here. That was not what I meant to hit. There we go. Uh-oh.
I'm down.
Shit.
Yeah, there was a sniper, and much like the trapper.
The transport pilot must be really into cooking.
Let me say that.
Because she's a Masuzi homemaker.
Shut up!
You fall for that joke every time, Bo.
That's like the second time I've slapped him with that.
I hate you.
I love you too. Would you believe that I caught him with the Bofa joke twice, unironically?
Yeah, it's Bo. I believe it.
Yeah, I know.
I remember.
Look, nobody said it was smart. Okay.
Guy can recite 40K lore verbatim, but Bofa joke gets him every time.
Like the first time, okay, like I was like, I think I was like talking in the context of like on like Tumblr at the time, the meme of doing it without like actually catching a person. Like you'd be all like, oh yeah, but what about Bofa? And the person will like continue talking as if you didn't even say anything. So the person like, so you'd still say like both of these nuts in response to them.
See, when I get it, I don't react. That's what I do. I just don't say anything.
You know, and like they act like you set off a trap, and I was like, that's stupid. And he's like, what's Bofa mean? And I proceed to, in full caps, type, both of these nuts. And then like about a year later, he's all like, what was both again? And I'm just like,
God. So you're saying in a week or two we could say, hey, Bo, they released a new unit into a Horus Heresy. It's the Bofa armor. Oh, I just got a message.
It's the Ligma pattern.
It is.
Shut up.
Lip curls in chat. So remember, everything we say, I will get thrown back at me later as a joke.
And then there's like a few clips on Bo's channel from like times where like I got him with a D's nuts variation.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what it was. One of them was like I asked a question, Bo starts answering unironically, and I blast him with that, and he fucking drops out of chat temporarily.
No, I remember I kicked you out of chat.
I actually felt a little bit bad because you were genuinely like answering like, in all honesty. You were being a massive cutie.
I love you.
Love you too.
You're a psycho bitch, but I love you.
Love you too.
Yeah, I let her know when we're streaming till, so.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know when we're streaming till.
I figured till 6, since it was like till 3 for the.
Well, not like, oh man, not that long, but.
Oh, I didn't know, so.
Yeah. I just wanted to get a few games in. By the way, hon, how goes? Have you been booted again yet?
I haven't been booted again, so we're gonna test this and see if that restart fixed things.
Did you know when they make Tickle Me Elmos before they leave the factory, they get one testicle?
Okay, that was pretty good.
The presence of only one testicle is why his voice is so high. Elmo gets one testicle as a treat.
Can Elmo say the word when he's singing his favorite song? Is it okay then?
That reminds me of like the age of fucking LimeWire and Napster, how like you could track down this fucking audio of like it was literally just like Elmo going like na 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 Elmo this is my song, Elmo song. And then he'd like scream as some kid would be like, shut the fuck up, and then you'd hear gunshots.
I don't know why. Speaking of lip curl, that was literally kind of how we met. Was it was going back and forth with fucking the really rude Sesame Street memes. You know, like Ernie continues to play jungle sounds to trigger Bert's Vietnam PTSD.
I'm reminded of what is it like, the one where it's like that, but it's they're like newscasters, and it's like they're talking about how they're just breaking open some bourbon as the bombs are about to fall because they know they're not going to make it.
Oh, that reminds me. You guys are Ash. I don't know if you're old enough. I know Bo is. If you remember the incredibly fucking depressing ending to the show Dinosaurs.
I remember that. The world ended.
Yeah. It's like, well, that was fucking depressing.
Yeah, that was seriously.
Few shows that were like that. Fucking I know Alf, basically he gets taken by the government when he tries to go home. Then he gets gets briefly adopted by a new family, tries to go home, doesn't reunite with his family from the previous, from the original series, and the family he got briefly adopted by was like, yeah, we're moving by, and that's how Alf fucking ended.
And the unsubscribed
hey, that era was pretty raw, man.
Of the community to literally
remember, we were the generation that when the Challenger blew up, they just shut the TV off and said, okay, open your books to page 75. It's like no grief counselors, none of that monkey shit.
No. Unironically, that's what it was like when it happened. Because we were watching the fucking thing when it happened, and it was just like,
yeah,
it was like they were just like cry about it.
Reminds me of a story my mom told me. My mom's older than you see that because she was born in the 50s. She grew up in that lovely era where like they didn't really they kind of just let sex ed be like a thing your parents did, and before you say, oh, that's based, yeah,
it's not necessarily
not really, not when like your mother and your father won't talk about things like you're a little girl and you had your period, nobody fucking told you that you were going to start bleeding once a month the rest of your life until you hit your 40s or 50s, or like nobody tells you about how to actually like have sex to conceive or about prophylactics or anything like that. So, it's not quite that useful. And they had like a biology teacher who invited like, other students, specifically like the English class, which my mother was in, to watch essentially film of somebody giving birth. Now, nobody had ever seen this sort of thing. And their 20-year-old English teacher didn't even know how like birth worked. They're fucking standing in this classroom watching this like rather candid footage. Bunch of students, get up and leave. The English teacher stayed the entire time, but when it was over, he fainted, fell over, and broke his nose and got a concussion.
Good Lord. See, I was a farm kid. So seeing from conception to birth, that was, I mean, they literally tried to teach that in the school I was in, and we're all just sitting there going, bro, we have horses and cows and sheep and pig, okay?
Yeah.
We literally see animals mating. We got it, bro. We got it.
Yeah. My mother grew up in the lower mainland, so like North Van. So like it was more, I wouldn't say rugged, but like the Vancouver lower mainland area was only really built up over the course of the last century. So like it was still like smaller builds at the time. The North Shore didn't even have a bridge that went to it. You required to take a ferry across the river to like get back and forth. There still is a
Terabithia.
Oh, thanks for that drama.
Yeah,
I know. I finally got to hit Ash back with that one.
But yeah, we're good to go because Zeph's here again.
All right, we got the Chasm Station one has the Inquisition icons. Let's go.
Okay.
I want to commit homicide.
Nobody,
so like,
oh no, somebody just disconnected.
So like literally like the moment you started like doing that, the game decided to disconnect.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ash just disconnected.
Yeah.
So.
All right. You know. Okay. Everyone hold up. Everyone hold up. One moment. Okay.
Wait.
Dang it! I thought you were getting spicier than that.
All right. You know what? If the game isn't gonna agree with Ash, I'm just going to stop the stream there. I'm gonna send y'all to watch Kirsch. She's streaming right now. So
I'm sorry.
Oh, honey, it's fine. It's not your fault. It's the game's fault. Like, it's fine. Raid Kirsch. Make sure I'm spelling that right. There we go.
Kirschche.
All right.
Not your fault.
All right. So we'll be back tomorrow with Dark Souls, continuing that playthrough. I'll catch y'all then, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Take care, everyone, and yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good evening. Later.
You put